Hello, fellow homebrewers. JP here, and I want to introduce to you the brand new Brew-Built X1 Conical Series available at More Beer. More Beer sells the highest standard in homebrewing equipment, and the Brew-Built Conicals are just that. They're made from mirror-polished 304 stainless steel, and they come with loads of features that you and I have been looking for. They have a full 2-inch bottom dump valve, which will eliminate your clogging issues, while the sturdy base includes 4 reinforced legs, just like those big Pro tanks do. More Beer also carries the Brew-Built line of options and add-ons like casters, pressure kits, and even external glycol chillers. So you can find out more about the new Brew-Built X1 Conical Unitanks by going over to morebeer.com for detailed videos on the entire line of Brew-Built Conicals. You can trust Brew-Built with your next fermentation, and you can trust More Beer to find the right conical for you. Brew-Built at morebeer.com.
Today's Sunday session is brought to you thanks to the fine folks at More Beer. Visit them right now at morebeer.com.
Feels like work. Shooting the shit for 2 hours, drinking beer and talking beer. What a wonderful experience.
Can we not have the barf bucket near my mixing board?
I think everybody could read the book.
I knew you were going to use this book as an excuse to quit doing this show.
Mrs. Bub, if you want, I can mail you the Bub Timer.
Yeah, Newcastle, especially in the can. Have you ever had it in the can? No, I have not had it in the can.
Notice I closed my eyes and I concentrated really hard.
Now, live from the Brewing Network studios in Northern California, this is the radio program for home brewers, craft brewers, beer lovers, and beer geeks. It's your only source for live beer radio that brings expert brewers together with, well, expert drinkers. This is the radio program with a head on it. This is The Session.
Man, did you guys see all the sports that happened yesterday?
No.
Yeah, I played bocce ball.
Dude, that old guy totally sported, and it was amazing.
Which old guy?
I don't know. The guy, with the big forehead and
the five head.
Yeah,
Peyton Manning.
My name is Peyton Manning, and I'm sure as hellfire going to drink a lot of Budweiser
And go to Disneyland.
and go to Disneyland, which he did, by the way. He went to Disneyland. They had a whole parade down Main Street and everything for him.
He can't help how he talks. He's from Louisiana. I shouldn't make fun of him.
I can do whatever I want because he doesn't listen to the show. He might, actually. Apparently, he owns 2 beer distributorships or whatever, or I don't know, whatever rich people do.
He doesn't have to work again, ever.
Well, yeah. Hopefully he can walk again.
Sam was telling me it takes him 15 minutes to get suited up for football games, and he has to have people help him because of all the neck fusing surgeries he's had. And,
Jesus.
He's rich as hell, but he's not going to be able to walk in 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They showed him before the game just sipping a Gatorade in the locker room.
That was the weirdest part, man.
Yeah.
It was like they were doing the intro to the Super Bowl MVPs, I guess, over the years. And then was Peyton Manning with Super Bowl XIV, whatever that means. And it's like a 3/4 shot of him just drinking on a Gatorade.
Not even facing the camera, just head in his locker.
Sipping on a Gatorade.
Yeah. He's waiting for his dressers to show up.
Right. And I'm like, kid, couldn't you get
I need my pants put on.
Couldn't you go to a stock photo of the poor kid, you know what I mean? Winning the trophy or something? But no, it's like the doofiest shot in the entire, and it's like he's in a hallway because there's a bunch of cases of water and sport drink and shit all around. It's like, where is he right now? Is he in a Costco waiting to go on?
Well, I think he's drinking all of those before the game started. That was what he was doing.
He needs electrolytes at his age.
All those electrolytes.
Was it a well-placed product shot where you could see all of the Gatorade, label?
Yeah. You can tell it was a Gatorade. Yeah. I mean, we're sitting here talking about it, I guess. But, yeah, I don't know. Boring. It's kind of boring.
It was.
Game, I guess. But
I was driving from Santa Barbara up here, and I heard nothing, knew nothing about the game. And I get back, and it's all done. And I had to look it up to see what even happened.
So not much.
Did you sit there? Are you a commercial guy, Doc? Do you like watching all the Super Bowl commercials?
Yeah.
Did you watch them? Did you go back and watch them all? Because they're all like online 10 minutes after they're aired.
No, not yet. But they re-air them, so.
Yeah. You would like the Mountain Dew, I think it was Mountain Dew energy drink Puppy Monkey Baby.
That thing was horrible.
It was awful.
Like the stuff of nightmares.
Yeah, it was like they had like the diaper and legs of a fat baby, and then like the middle of a monkey and the head of like a pug puppy, and it would just wave its arms like a friggin' monkey. It goes puppy monkey baby, and I was like, this is the most brilliant ad ever. It makes no sense.
I saw something posted about that this morning. I had no idea what they were talking about.
Yeah.
Did you go out and buy Mountain Dew today?
All of it.
The whole shelf?
Puppy monkey baby, and I licked it.
Gross.
Yeah. That and the Heinz 57 commercial I thought was pretty good.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
That was good. Wiener
cute
dogs
little
running
wiener dogs.
in fucking hot dog outfits. Like, that's just, that was great.
Brilliant.
It was brilliant.
I didn't really get that one.
Well, because the human family was dressed up as like condiments, Heinz, and then they had their little kid and like the little tear packet, thing, and I don't know, it's cute. Better than the diarrhea commercial or whatever.
Ew.
Yeah.
Or all those Super Bowl baby commercials.
Super Bowl baby commercials.
Those were weird.
They were super weird, right? And it's like, what is...
what do they do with those babies at the end afterward?
I think they just recycle them.
What? They all looked like they were like in children's choirs. Didn't they all have robes of
Yeah, they
different
all had
colors on?
robes of their team's colors.
Lauren's confused. They're like at Hogwarts. But for sports.
Now I'm confused. I don't know what that is.
Turn them loose, let them go when they're done?
They're free range. Yeah, they're free range kids.
They're the city's children. It takes a village.
I watched the game with a couple free range children.
You did?
Oh.
I was with Terrence and Becca.
Oh, jeez. How was that?
It was fine.
Did you hear anything, or was it all just...
No, I think that's why I didn't understand the hot dog commercial.
Blah, blah, blah. Daddy, whatever. I don't know. Those kids. Speaking of kids, it's Schumann's birthday today.
Yeah, it is.
Whoa.
Yeah.
How old is he?
I don't even know. Too old.
I tried to ask him out for lunch today, and I got denied.
Really?
Yeah, he's probably too busy with the
He's a
twins.
dad. Yeah.
Twins. Yeah.
He's working on his dad bod.
Yeah.
I told...
So we had to reschedule for later in the week.
Well, that's good. Yeah. That's good. I was going through our wedding photos. And there apparently at one point in the night, I don't know where I was, there was a conga line.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
One of the last things I remember.
Well, and I'm looking at the picture, and it's Schumann and Nikki are in the shot, and Schumann has a baby with a puke blanket on, over his shoulder so it doesn't get on his suit, and he's like dancing, I think, or whatever, and then Nikki's behind her with like the baby duct tape to her chest or whatever.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I'm like, you guys are fucking rocking it. That's what you should do for parents.
Yeah. Well, the puke blanket was for Nikki.
It might
not for Roger.
It might have been. She's like, I think I need to.
You need to wear
slow
this
down
for me later.
So I don't know. Super Bowl. I know people were really pissed about the Budweiser comments and the Budweiser ad. So you don't know anything about it, Doc. You're like totally unprepared for this.
Or blessed.
Which one? The one telling people not to drive drunk?
No, that was fine. I guess was it Helen?
How
Mirren?
dare you?
Yeah. Our guest James Costa is in the studio actually with us right now from Half Moon Bay. We're going to talk to him a little bit later. But James, did you see any of the sport commercial?
Yeah, I saw. I definitely did. The Budweiser ad. I don't know.
Did you care?
I didn't care. It didn't upset me that much.
Yeah.
I don't think they took some soft jabs.
What's wrong with you?
I thought you were into craft beer.
Right.
Most definitely. I just, like I said, I don't think they went after it too hard. And, we all know where they lie, and we all know where we lie. So
that's true. Mm-hmm. I read an article that they were saying that last year when they did their Super Bowl ad that was really kind of hammering everybody, they made a mistake and they didn't tell anybody in the company that they were going to air this ad. And so they were sure now to, before it aired, to let everybody know, hey, we're going to do another Super Bowl ad, we're going to do another ad about beer and how we're proud, and so you guys should all be aware of this so you can have talking points and whatever, because it'll make people mad. And it did.
Well, is that why they also released the commercial before the Super Bowl?
I think so. Well, and the commercial online is much better than the commercial that was aired. It's a lot longer. I liked it. I don't know. I thought it was cool.
I didn't look at it online because I figured they paid $5 million for me to see it, the short version. I'm not going to spend more of my time to go give them free advertising.
Yeah, I saw it on Facebook or something. I was like, sure, I'll click on it. Why not? They make good ads. And they did. And I still think it's funny, though, that people are mad about Budweiser and how AB owns a craft beer, a bunch of craft beer, but people don't understand is Budweiser is a brand. It's not the company.
Right.
And they're pushing their brand. So everyone just chill out.
Right.
Just
they're talking about that one beer.
Yeah, everyone relax. It's fine.
I did like seeing the Clydesdales. That's one of my favorite parts of their marketing.
You a horse guy?
No, but I just like those guys.
My Little Ponies and
I mean brushing their hair is nice.
How many hands high were they?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're big. Horse meat.
Yeah, there's a lot of horse from it. Dude, I don't know.
Yeah, where do you think all that gelatin for their findings come from?
Retired Clydesdale.
Right, yeah.
Just keep it in-house.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Close the loop.
I don't know. Sports. Anyway, thanks for joining us, everybody. This is the second of 3 shows that I'm going to be running for February. And then we're off to the Labruski cruise, which I'm pretty stoked about. Woo. Talk about that a little bit later, too. And then, Jay should be back sometime in March of 2018. I'm not entirely sure yet.
Give or take a couple years.
Give or take a couple years. No, he just has a bunch of business crap to do and a bunch of stuff to take care of, on the back end, a bunch of website stuff and all that kind of cool stuff. So once he resurfaces, everything should be running smoothly over here. Like I said, we have James here from Half Moon Bay. I'm really excited to talk to you, man. It's been a long time. Been a long time coming, man.
It's great to be here, man. Thanks to you guys for asking me to be here.
Hell yeah. We're also going to be talking to Matt Cole for a bit. He's with Fatheads, right? Fatheads. And they just won kind of big at the Bistro Double IPA Fest.
Oh, did they win
this weekend? I think they won first place.
I think they won a silver medal.
Silver medal?
Yeah.
I think they won second place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like second place.
Yeah, so that'll be cool. Talk about, how do you make an award-winning double IPA? And
it's not their first time, is it?
I don't think so.
No, he's won many times.
Right,
He's a Bistro Festival.
And that's a tough race to win, man.
Plus he flies his beer out here. Or
no, does he?
He comes from a long ways away.
Yeah.
Like the middle of the country, right?
Ohio, yeah.
Yeah. So he's got to bring it all that way, too, and still wins against the people here on the West Coast.
Good stuff for sure, man. We'll, maybe we'll hopefully get some tips out of him. Before we get started, though, support those who support us, please. We literally would not be here without our sponsors, such as More Beer, who brings you this show every week. So please order some stuff from these guys you hear over the next couple hours and thank them for sponsoring the Brewing Network. That really goes a long way to help us. These sponsors, they pay some good money, man, and they want to know that you guys are hearing them. So please drop them a line and let them know. You can also support us by doing your Amazon shopping via our link. That's on our homepage, as well as hitting up the store and buying some hella sick merch. That's on the store, or that's on the homepage as well. Let's do some feedback.
Yay. Great.
Yay. We get your song going on, Doc. I don't know where that went.
Or you could just bring a banjo in and do a live song.
I have it on my iPod.
God, just this tinny version. That'd be amazing.
No, it's the same one.
Yeah, no, but I mean, played like through the speaker in your phone would sound weird.
I'd probably plug it in somewhere. I can just hold it up.
Yeah.
Right.
That'd be great.
Let's give it a go.
This one says, "Hey, Brewcasters, absolutely loved your show, full of excitement, excellent information, and of course, laughter. However, I'm just wondering if someone could clear up something Dan Gordon said on the show he was on a few weeks back. He said cans, quote, could not be vacuumed, and thus would always have more oxygen present on filling. Was he talking from a strict Reinheitsgebot perspective or a more general packaging perspective? Perhaps a specific of his packaging line?"
He was talking about it from a physics perspective. Mm-hmm. The canners can't seal on the top of the can like bottlers do, and so they can't actually pull a vacuum and pressurize it with CO2 and to fully evacuate the space. Mm-hmm. And so cans are completely open the entire time. So they do push CO2 into it, but since it's not a sealed environment, it can't be 100% evacuated of oxygen.
What's the percentage, Warren? Because I know you know it.
Oh, there it is.
Perfect.
Yeah.
There we go.
I love it.
The percentage of what?
Oxygen that's...
Well, so I think they said what a typical kind of goal is for ppb of oxygen on the show. But I would guess Budweiser might get down into like the single digits, maybe close to 10.
Okay.
I like the music.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. This is from No Name. He goes on to say, I have no commercial packaging experience, but I would have assumed that CO2 flushing of bottles and cans would be the norm for brewers who don't adhere to Reinheitsgebot like it is for home brewers who counter pressure fill. Is there something different with cans, which means they can't be CO2 flushed? There you go. Of course, following Reinheitsgebot, adding CO2 is verboten at other steps of the process, but it sounds like Dan is applying that to the packaging process also. What's the go here, brewcasters? Is CO2 flushing cans pre-filling okay in the normal process? That's a quote. I don't know what it means.
It has nothing to do with the Reinheitsgebot. It's just the mechanics of filling a can versus a bottle.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah. It's good practice.
Yeah. Get all the CO2 out. I mean, as much as you can. I mean, cans are a cool package, but I guess it comes with some.
Well, and that's why Charlie was disagreeing with Dan a little bit about in the long run, which is better because, you get a little bit more initial pickup putting your beer in a can compared to a bottle, but once a can's sealed, there's no oxygen getting in, and so it's completely done picking up oxygen versus a bottle cap. Oxygen is continuously just eking in between the cap and the bottle.
Okay.
So over a year, you'll see way more oxygenizing effects in a bottle compared to a can.
There you go.
Yeah.
DO is always the enemy.
Right.
But don't ask them about the preservatives.
Right. Don't ask how much aluminum is in your beer.
You would never do that.
A year in a can.
Hi, this is Eric, winner of the Labruski Cruise.
Hey.
This guy apparently tweeted something that we liked. I just wanted to say thanks and to say I love the show. It makes my work nights less shitty, which is an amazing feat. Thanks, guys, and Bevo. Sent from my iPhone. We're just going right into another one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
There's more than one banjo song?
Apparently.
Oh, on my phone? Oh, yeah.
This is Doc. Yeah, man, Labruski Cruise. Eric, you're going to party with us, man. We're pretty excited.
See you in less than a month.
Less than a month, dude.
Wow.
Ouch.
Got my passport. I'm ready, dude.
Yeah.
Ready for shit.
Just got Sam's.
Got your sea legs?
Ooh.
I don't have my sea legs, man.
Passport?
Is Sam's from the United Arab Emirates? Where did he get his from?
The United States.
Yeah.
Although he waited until the last minute, so we paid $200 to receive it.
Nice. For the expedite.
Yeah, it was
Expedite.
super exciting. I wasn't mad at all.
On the back it says, not for use, this is for novelty only.
On the back it says, ha ha, we got your ass.
This is from David. He says, hi, over the last couple of days I noticed the stream has an intermittent break every couple of seconds in the audio. Notice on the on the TuneIn app, plus your own Brewing Network app. Are you aware of any problems? No. It makes the station unlistenable at the moment, and I really enjoy all your shows. Yours, David. I don't know. No one else has complained about it, but I would suggest if you have a problem, maybe, I don't know, uninstalling and reinstalling or checking your network settings or just listen on live stream. I don't know.
Are you really ours?
What's that?
Is he really ours?
Apparently. Yeah. Yours in Christ.
He said it.
David. Yours with Christ's love. Dustin writes in, he says, hello, fellow beer nerds. I was just listening to last week's show and heard, like a lot of shows, about the reoccurring donations and being entered to win the $100 More Beer gift certificate. That's right. For those of you who don't know, if you're a reoccurring donor at any level, I think it is, which, whatever, I'll lie, I don't care. You are entered to win a monthly drawing of a $100 More Beer gift certificate, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, he says, and I thought to myself, I wonder who wins that anyway. I realize that you may not even know who gets the certificate, as More Beer may be the ones doing the drawing, but I thought maybe if you announce the winner on the show, it may light more of a fire under people's asses to become a reoccurring donor. I've been a sergeant for years, but maybe if I was seeing the result, like many people responding to free, maybe I would become a lunch meat, maybe I would be a lunch meat scale of donation.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I don't know.
$10,000 a month?
I think you can donate.
Maybe I would be a lunch. Oh, he would
there's
say.
Like a level, and it's like lunch meat, and it's like $100 a month.
Okay. All right. Just a thought. You guys are great. I like how Bev knows that. I don't know anything. You guys are great, and I don't miss an episode, so there's no reason why everyone listening couldn't at least donate a measly $2 a month. I agree.
You hear that? There's
Dustin. There's literally no reason.
I can't think of one.
Keep the kick-assery going, and sad about Justin's absence. Or is it abscess? I don't know.
Maybe both.
Maybe both. Sincerely, Dustin. Yeah, man, you're right. There's no reason. And we used to do that, I think, right, Bev?
I think we still do.
We don't announce who wins it.
I hear I am included on the emails. So Kate does the I've worked with Kate on it a couple times. That's why I know the levels of donorship.
Of donorship. That's a good word.
I made it up right there on the spot.
Oh,
sounds legit.
Smoosh some words together.
I do good stuff. Anyhow.
Yep.
Anyhow.
Sure do, Bev.
I'm included on the emails, so Kate does the thing. She runs it through a whole program. It's a whole thing.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm included on the emails, and I know for a fact I've heard Justin
He has
fairly recently.
Yeah, he has before, but it's not every month, I think.
It is every month. No, he does it every... I mean, you probably were not included on it this month, but no,
I'm
he
never
does
included on it. Because I don't care. I don't need
Well,
to
but
be.
does he say it on the air?
Yes.
Oh.
He has before. I think with JP where he doesn't do it in a consistent basis.
Thank you, Doc, for sticking up for me, Beverly.
Whatevs, bro.
Well, that would mean all of us would have to listen to what he's saying.
Exactly.
That's true.
Like, you don't just tune out during the first part of the show.
I got a lot of shit to do.
You do.
Obviously, less than you do.
That may or may not be true.
She got you, Doc.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Sure. Look, I think
that's a great idea.
It happens every once in a while, but not often enough. So maybe you're right, Dustin. Maybe that's what keeps people donating. I don't know. Really great idea. And last but not least, this is from Chris. He says, "Hey, yo, mofos. I just want to let you know that I took third in Portland's Stout Bout in the American Stout category with a black IPA."
Oh.
He took third in a stout competition with a black IPA. I was the only one in my club, the Brewing Network. Goes to show you that not a real stout can win when you're not a real club. Cheers, biatches. Black IPA.
Did he win in the dry Irish category?
Who knows, man? I don't know.
Very dry.
Didn't say. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
The black IPA. They're not supposed to be roasty, and stouts are roasty, right? James, you make some stouts.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you.
He's a professional.
He's a professional. Black IPAs. Can those go away yet?
I'm ready.
Please.
Thank you. Warren, do we have a Twitter? I'm sorry. Feedback. I suck. Feedback was brought to you by the Beer Law Center. Go to Beer Law Center if you have any sort of trademark thing. It doesn't have to be in the beer industry at all, but we like John, and he does good work, man. He's all over your trademark, and he protects the brewing networks, and he does some work for me personally on the side. I don't want to talk much about it,
all right.
But it involves a lot of Crisco, and it's a whole thing. So let's not
full
talk
service.
About it. Yeah. But anyway, John Beer Law Center. Go to beerlawcenter.com. Again, he will file your trademark paperwork and a bunch of other stuff. And he's a nice guy. But as far as the Twitter game goes, Warren,
who's it brought to us by?
That's brought to us by the Labruski Cruise.
Oh, great.
The aforementioned Eric will be joining us. He's our winner. And I'll be there, and Doc will be there.
I'll be there.
And Justin supposedly will be there, but we don't know. Warren will be there.
I will be there.
I will be there. Bev will be there. Sam will be there.
Yep.
Who else? Who am I missing?
Scott will be there.
Scott will be there.
Push going?
Push could be there.
Push could be there.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a good question. I hope so, because we're doing video. It's going to be a whole thing.
No, I thought he was originally on the first.
Yeah,
list.
he's going. He's going. Yeah, we're just messing with him because I think he's listening. Anyway, speaking of Labruski Cruise, so I got the sublimation printer for Coviers for my other little side business.
Right.
And totally want to do custom sublimated fucking tank tops and shit.
Just for us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just for the BN.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it'd be great, right?
Yeah.
We just need a design. We need a logo.
You guys should do, the person who enjoys laughter inside of me says Speedos, but the person who likes to keep their eyesight says swim trunks.
So,
well, it needs to be on like a specific fabric, and so I don't know if they have sublimatable swim trunks. I imagine they do somewhere.
Speedos are not made out of natural fibers.
Yeah, if you're wearing it too.
That's true.
No.
Well, that's why.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Warren was thinking tank tops.
That's a good idea.
I mean, I'm fine
Yeah.
with Speedos also.
I'm great with Speedos.
Yeah. I mean, it was Bev's idea. So.
Yeah. It'll make
right.
everyone hungry for muffins in the morning.
I like muffins.
Top of the muffin to you.
There you go. It'll be amazing. So we just need like some weird like image or something, and we can all kind of wear
a weird
these.
image in my
Yeah, picturing us in Speedos is a weird
That's
image.
a weird one.
That it could just be we could wear. I can like take a photo of you in a Speedo, Doc, and put it on a shirt, and then we could all just wear Doc and Speedos on our shirts.
Yeah.
Ew.
Or I'll just dig out the one that I have of you.
Okay. I figured that would come back around.
Yeah. Oh, you mean the poster that hangs above your bedroom?
Blobber just said he's going to draw something up for you.
Oh, that would be nice.
Blobber.
That is going to be good.
Are there going to be children on this cruise?
I don't believe so. I
only.
think this is a 21 and over cruise.
21 and over cruise.
All right. Do we have to act?
Do we have to act 20? No, we can act like a child if we want. I think it'd be amazing. And I think I don't know. There's so much weird shit that has to go on in this cruise, right? It's the Brewing Network. We have to do something weird. It'd be great if we got kicked off. We just got left in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Like you guys off right now.
They wouldn't let us come back on the boat.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Oh, no, not you guys.
Right.
They're off. Pull up the gangplank.
Yeah, just go. I don't know if you can screech in water, like burn rubber in water, but they would do it. Just burn like a speedboat.
Or they just tell us a different time to be back.
Yeah. No, guys. It's 7. Totally cool.
Yeah.
But
we
it
decided
says,
to stay late just for you guys.
It says 6:30 on the... No, you're fine.
No, we've changed that. Did you get the memo?
All right. Twitter game, Warren.
So since since indie beer's war on success is still good raging against the industry, people are real pissed about Peyton Manning promoting his affiliation with distributorships. I wanted to know what people thought the next thing that one of the brewcasters is going to shamelessly plug.
What are the brewcasters going to start shamelessly plugging?
Right.
Besides Tasty?
Yeah, that's a given.
Well, I mean, what could be his next thing?
He plugs himself.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys know this, but I did a collaboration with myself. It's called I Brewed Beer. I don't know why he sounds like an old Peyton Manning, but...
Yeah, I thought he was here for a second.
Yeah, that's right.
Where is he?
He said he's running late. Apparently he was out doing his thing or whatever and got caught in traffic. And
he's probably chatting up a couple of tasty ladies.
He needs to have...
Is that what they're called now?
What do you mean now?
They are now.
Yeah, welcome to 5 years ago.
The tasty ladies.
He needs to have his own app like Tinder, but it's just called Tastier. Tastier. And so all the ladies that want to hang with Tasty, you can just go and he can swipe right or left and like who's in the fold now.
But for them, when they're looking at it, every picture is just his little cartoon image of himself.
Yeah.
And they no matter what direction they swipe, that's what pops up next.
With the red beard. And
right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets to see their picture.
Well, because they already know.
Right.
Yeah. It's just a half-eaten cookie. That's what the image is.
Yeah.
And that way, it'd be less work because, he has to go out to a lot of places.
Right. Then they're just making their location known for him to show up.
I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Throw a couple ads on there. We'll be fine. We'll be rolling in dough.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe not.
We'll be rolling in something.
We'll be rolling in something, that's for sure. Okay, we're going to take a break here, fellas.
Yay.
And then when we come back, we're going to be chatting with Matt a little bit from Fatheads. And then we'll be talking to James. It's the Brewing Network, everyone. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this.
You're listening to the Brewcasters. On the Brewing Network.
Since the first time the Brewing Network microphones turned on, More Beer was behind it. More Beer sponsors the programming on the BN because, like you, they love brewing. And like the Brewing Network, they love sharing their knowledge. Morebeer.com isn't just a website to place your next equipment or ingredient order. Morebeer.com also gives you access to free beer information that will make you a better brewer. Go to morebeer.com and click into the Learning Center. You'll find podcasts, technical facts, video tutorials, and more, including access to The Buzz, More Beer's social network of more than 5,000 members. And some of them might even be crazier about beer than you are. Get over to morebeer.com today and take advantage of The Buzz, the forum, the Learning Center, and make sure you're signed up to receive the newest More Beer catalog. More Beer, bringing you absolutely everything for beer making.
Marin Brewing Company in Northern California has been making award-winning beers for more than 25 freaking years. Today, I want to tell you about their new 12-ounce cans of Mount Tam Pale Ale. The good stuff. Mount Tam is bright gold, 5.5% ABV to keep you feeling good, and has been winning awards since 1989. If you're visiting the Bay Area, get your butt out to Marin Brewing Company. They pour tasty beers and serve great food every day until midnight. Come in for a tour, stay for the food, and pick up a 6-pack of cans of Mount Tam Pale Ale to enjoy at home, camping, biking, or whatever the hell you do. Owner Brendan Moylan has this to say about Marin Brewing beers.
It's freaking awesome.
Marin Brewing has won more than 100 gold medals in international competitions. Check out marinbrewing.com for all their award-winning beers, food, and merch. Marin Brewing Company in Larkspur, California. Award-winning taste, refreshing finish. It's freaking awesome.
Ken Grossman of Sierra Nevada Brewing Company says making great beer is hard. Making the same great beer every day is harder. Brewers Publications announces its latest release for breweries of any type and size. Quality Management, an essential guide for brewers by Mary Pelletieri. Proper quality management for small, regional, and national breweries is critical. Whether you are an established business or brand new, learn the best ways to create and manage a quality system in your brewery. This book will guide you in developing a comprehensive program that will grow with your brewery, help ensure quality processes in the brewery, and continue providing great beer for your fans. Quality management for breweries is critical for continued success. This guidebook teaches you to integrate quality management in every level of the operation. It will guide you in developing a comprehensive program to ensure quality processes in your brewery. Quality Management, an essential guide for brewers, now available from Brewers Publications. Learn more at brewerspublications.com.
The 21st Amendment.
Watch out!
Do you like beer? They make beer.
Watch out!
Do you like friends and fun? They make friends and fun.
Watch out!
Do you still like to have a good time? The 21st Amendment.
Watch out!
The 21st Amendment in San Francisco, located at 563 2nd Street, 2 blocks from the building where baseball is seen and played. Try their beers in the pub or try them in the can, featuring
Monk's Blood.
Made with real monk.
Watch out!
So why not have the best time of your life? Go to the 21A and Sean O'Sullivan will personally greet you with a can of
Monk's Blood. The 21st Amendment.
Watch out!
This advertisement is not in any way affiliated nor associated with the 21st Amendment Bar and Pub, nor its subsidiaries or affiliates. This telecast is not copywritten by the 21st Amendment for the private use of the Brewing Network. Any use of this telecast without Jamil Zainashev's consent is prohibited. Suck it, JP.
The Brewcasters are back.
888-401-BEER.
Whatever.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Thanks for sticking with us. I was trying to get Doc to read the Adam and Eve live read, man, but
the font is just a little too small.
But you work in people's mouths, right?
Well, I have loops, magnifiers, really big magnifiers.
Oh, okay.
I swear to God, I thought you said you had lube.
You're right. I was like, how does lube help?
It's called loops.
You're good, Nate.
Doc can't see. He's too old. Come on, be nice to the man.
Well, you guys can make Valentine's Day, this Valentine's Day, and quite frankly, any other day, one that you both never forget with this amazing offer from AdamandEve.com. Through Valentine's Day, you'll receive 50% off just about any item. Go to AdamandEve.com, and you'll find over 18,000 adult entertainment product. I feel like this is like a read off of like Dragon Ball Z, where someone's power is like super huge, like 530,000. 18,000 adult entertainment products, including toys, lingerie, and a seemingly endless selection of adult DVDs. And there's more. With every order, you receive their free romance kit. Their romance kit includes a toy for him, whoever he wants to be, a special massager for her, whoever she might be, and a little something we know you'll both enjoy. Plus, A free adult DVD to put you in the mood. And that's not all. They'll throw in free shipping on your entire order because, let's be honest, nobody wants to pay for shipping, dude.
Especially not on a whole kit.
Especially not on a kit, right?
Honey, get the kit.
When you get that 100-pound extra wide
swing or whatever, right?
Getting,
who knows what it is, man?
You don't know because it's a secret.
It's a major award.
I just thought about things that I shouldn't say when we're live in the bar.
No,
sex toys.
Don't worry about the bar.
Okay.
The bar doesn't exist.
The bar
as
is the
far
bar.
as we're concerned.
Okay.
Yeah.
They can't even hear you.
Yeah,
Okay.
The bar is for us to watch Tinder interactions and get beers for.
Okay.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
I was just
something
thinking
about black people or something.
100-pound double-ended dildo would be a lot to
Warren,
ship.
you are cut off from the microphone now. That is it.
See, I told you.
He can't even talk on the. No,
I told you it was very
Hit the dump
inappropriate.
You've been wanting to say that for a long time.
But now I have to walk through the whole crowd of people to go to the bathroom, and they're like, hey, that's the guy who
And
talked
you're
about
turning red
100-pound
too.
dildos.
Yeah.
Well, I'm usually
You're
red.
embarrassed right now.
Well, I'm thinking
You're
about
like blushing.
Well,
Thinking about 100-pound
my,
dildo.
my UPS guy hurt his back when he was delivering it the other day.
Fucking 100-pound dildo. That'd be a good band name. like a funk cover band.
Yeah.
100-pound dildo.
Up next, 100-pound dildo.
Clear the stage.
Yeah. James, if we ever do a collaboration beer, I want it to be called 100-pound dildo.
I think I just heard a toilet flush.
That's good, right? That's a good thing? Shit. I don't know.
That's a thumbs up.
That's 2 thumbs up. And a dildo, apparently. So check out AdamandEve.com today for this special Valentine's offer. Get 50% off one item, free romance kit, free shipping when you enter code BNARMY. That's BNARMY at AdamandEve.com.
So what size would you call the 100-pound dildo? Is it a 1, a 0? Which is it?
Like a double aught.
Yeah, you think so? Like
Maybe
gauge?
like
You're talking
6
gauge?
foot.
Well, you never know how they size the butt plugs. And so,
I don't know how they
Really?
do that, Doc. But yeah, but if you wouldn't mind, please elaborate.
I got a couple of them free, so.
From Adam and Eve, I
course.
imagine. Okay, good. All right.
They're good about the free gifts.
They are good about it. All right, let's get
You know
let's
what?
get
It's
Matt
a
on
gift
the
for
phone.
her and you.
Well, especially that one.
Yes.
So he gets 2 gifts, is what you're saying?
He could. You never know.
I don't.
Yes, you do. You got a 100-pound dildo.
That's the gift
All right,
that keeps
we'll call
on
him
giving.
Matt.
Yes,
We should have Matt on the phone. Matt, are you with us? Matt.
I don't think he's with us.
Come on, Matt.
No, I don't think he's with us either. Yeah, the call lasted 3 seconds. Why would the call last 3 seconds?
Something you did?
Because the call's over now. Oh.
There we go. That sounds like a ringtone.
Usually we cut that stuff out.
Usually.
I tried to.
What is that?
Well, we also
What's going on
usually
here?
play the feedback music through the mixer board.
No,
No, it's not. I don't know what's going on, Bev. Would you mind giving him a ring and maybe just punching him through the phone? Because I don't know why it connects and then disconnects. So, whatever. Usually we cut that out. Yeah, usually Skype isn't a dick. But whatever.
Doc.
Right, Doc?
All the
Wouldn't
dicks
know
are
anything
on,
about it.
all the dicks are on this side of the table.
That's true. Okay, well, why...
We just looked at us and said, that's true.
I had to double check.
Yep.
You almost felt like being nice to James, and then you said, no, then you just moved on.
Well, look, James, sorry, James, you got lumped in. James is like one of the nicest guys
Yeah.
ever, but especially in the beer industry because, those guys are all assholes. I'm just kidding. Especially Vinny. No, I'm kidding. But James is super nice, and he's always willing to talk to people, and you always have a smile on your face.
Talk about beer.
Talk about beer.
Yeah, that's what we love to do, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Talk about beer, brewing beer. Put a smile on your face.
Absolutely.
I love it, man.
Hops, right? Malt, hops, water,
dildos.
Are we good, Bev?
Yeah, that too.
No, she's still on the phone. No, still
she's
not working, huh?
Okay.
All right, well, that's fine. Just let me know when you get him up. So, James, you've been around kind of a while.
Yeah, it's my.
You want to run down your pedigree, I suppose, because you've worked at some pretty awesome places.
How long do we have? Yeah, exactly.
However long you need, baby.
Yeah, it's. I definitely have worked at a bunch of different places over my time in the brewing industry. I mean, I was lucky enough to be the first assistant brewer at the Barry Public Brewing Company.
Oh, wow.
So, was there when the first batch of Racer 5 was made, so that was pretty something exciting in my
in your personal history.
In my personal history,
yeah.
Just been around a long time. Had a journey to Marin and Moylan's for a few years, and been here and there. I've worked at EJ Fair here in Concord. Definitely spent some time with JJ, so that was an interesting time in my brewing industry. So. Just been around and finally made my way to the Half Moon Bay Brewing Company. So over the last few years, and it was kind of funny the way I got there was through Roger Davis and Arnie Johnson. Yeah. So they were asked to write some recipes for the Mavericks brand that we do, the sister company to the Half Moon Bay Brewing Company. And luckily, they both were busy, and they asked me to come and write some recipes and do some consulting work for them. And at that same time, the brewmaster before me decided that he was going to leave, and they asked me for if I wanted a job there.
Really?
Yeah.
So Arnie and Roger were kind of like, they just passed it on to you. They said, we can't handle it, but James is the guy. He'll handle you good.
They'd written a couple recipes for them, and this was when we kind of started the Session Beer Project.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's, we've hence moved on from that these days. So we're, still making the Mavericks brand, but there's some more interesting stuff that's coming around these days.
Yeah, I definitely want to talk about the Mavericks thing, too, because, I was really stoked when that came out. Because session beers, I love session beers. I can't get enough of them. Right now I'm drinking an El Sully, but we're going to have your Pilsner coming up, which, anything under 5% for me, that's a session beer, man. So I was really stoked about it.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy those type of beers also. I mean, obviously I got to make the Pilsner this year. I love the El Sully. That's
so good,
really
dude.
awesome. Yeah. I mean, anything those guys make over there is tasting really hitting on all cylinders these days.
Yeah.
So, and I do enjoy session beers myself. You can have a few instead of what's in front of me.
What are you drinking right now?
I'm having I Need a Miracle, a beer I made with Peter Hoey from Brewer Supply Group.
Nice.
And it's much more of an IPA and a half kind of thing. So it's like 7.8% and
oh Jesus,
damn near 90, 100 IBUs kind of thing.
I mean, you pull up my Uber app and get my ass home.
Yeah, exactly.
You do, because you do a lot of collabs, you do a lot of hoppy beers, and we're going to get into all that for sure. Because I want to figure out you. I feel like James Lipton right now.
Awesome.
Give me a word.
Does collaborating with Peter Hoey mean that he supplies all the ingredients for free?
That's a good question.
No, it actually doesn't. But the beer we decided to do, like I said, we called it I Need a Miracle because we were kind of looking for hops you can't get that are hard to get. Mm-hmm. Some people can get them. That's, Galaxy, Nelson. I actually procured some Southern Passion out of South Africa.
You were talking about that a little bit, and it sounded amazingly interesting.
Yeah.
Can you describe that a little bit?
Yeah, it's a really great hop. I would say, really tropical and fruity, like the popular hops these days. It has a little more of a red berry flavor, that sort of stuff. It's definitely one...
Like raspberry?
Yeah, I would say raspberries, Olala berries, even though that's a white berry. Those types of kind of tropical, fruity, little bit of acidic, soury kind of flavors. Red currants, that sort of stuff.
Okay.
But something that's really hard to get at this point. I mean, it's almost impossible unless you know somebody. And I mean, most of it all comes from talk about the big breweries again. SAB Miller. So they're the ones that are growing it in South Africa.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They're growing it, and they just kind of sell off what they don't want anymore.
That's basically the process of it all.
Well, what are they using it for? I can't imagine that they're changing the hops on Budweiser or their core brands. Is it for the little satellite breweries now that they have?
Well, at least from my knowledge, what I understand is it's a hop varietal that grows well very close to the equator. Mm-hmm. So the way the days work, instead of being Yakima and Willamette Valley are more close to the 40th parallel. So it definitely grows in the shorter days of what South Africa has to offer, as well as the heat. So they were more looking for a hop that would be sustainable in their growing climates and that sort of stuff. And they've J17, Southern Passion, Southern Star. There's a whole group of hops now that they're coming out with, and they found a few that have the tropical flavors, and a few of us American brewers have picked up on it. And I know everybody is clamoring to get at some. So
it's not just that specific one; it's kind of their whole little cluster, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like the New Zealand and the Australian hops. There's definitely a terroir to the flavor of what those hops are. So people are really, really interested in that kind of stuff. It's like the new Nelson. kind of thing.
I saw, even though a lot of these are like Hallertau or continental European hops kind of in heritage, but they express themselves differently when they're grown in that context. So you get all these different things that come out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, the water, the soil, all that stuff. Obviously when you grow stuff in different water climates and different soils and different sunlight and all that kind of stuff,
it changes.
It tastes a lot different. Yeah,
I saw the sun's different in Africa.
Yeah.
It is.
I didn't know that.
Well, I guarantee you the rain's different down there.
It spins in reverse.
Of course.
It's reverse sunlight. It's
right. It definitely spins in reverse, right?
I saw this documentary called Psalm, and it's about these dudes who are going after their sommelier, their master sommelier thing. Have you guys seen this? Have you checked this?
I've heard of this. It's really incredible.
It's
Yeah.
on Netflix. Yeah, it's rad, and it's. I mean, so to pass their master sommelier, they have to blind taste, wine just like we do in beer, but call. New World, Old World, so like, California or France or whatever, and then get specific on the region. Like Rhone Valley, and then the segment of the Rhone Valley that this grape is from. And they have to nail it, or they don't pass.
That's insane.
It's really that insane.
Because of the terroir,
absolutely.
like the where it's grown. Do you think that there's that much of a variation in hop? I mean, is that like in 20 years when we're trying to be, like wine or whatever, where people are trying to hone their skills that specifically on this hop?
For sure, that's what's coming. I mean,
yeah?
you guys have all had Road 2 Hill 56. Come on, man.
Oh no!
Right?
You think that's the Skynet of the beer world?
I think that's what's coming. is definitely people are really going to start picking out separate. Certain lots, certain rows.
Like, let's say Oregon Cascade versus Yakima Cascade and stuff like that. That would be like child's play, right?
That would be child's play. What we're talking about is on next level. I mean, some of those sommelier guys, they'll be like, oh, it grew on a hill with more sunlight. And they will really go that far into it.
This was the Carpenter Ranch Simcoe, not the Loftus Ranch Simcoe from last year or whatever.
Before the big rains.
Before the big rains, yeah.
It was grown on a rhizome approximately 8 inches in length. That seems insane to me. That people, I can't even pick out specific hops. Like, okay, you get the basic ones, like maybe a Simcoe, maybe an Amarillo, Cascade. Okay, maybe, but that's kind of, I think about it. Like the C hops, the higher alpha C hops, kind of all smell and taste the same to me. I go, is it dank or is it melon? Cool, that's it. But I don't think I would ever be able to. I couldn't pick out a cluster from a nugget. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a lot of reasons you see the brewers these days doing hop selections and things like that. And they actually get to pull samples out of the bales and smell and taste and rub and all that kind of stuff. And there's definitely better Centennials, better Amarillos, better Simcoes, better Mosaics than there are others.
Yeah, definitely.
How do you? Well, okay, hold on. We have Matt on the phone here, and I want to get to him because the poor guy's holding. So let's see if I can do this right. Matt, are you with us?
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Hey, Matt.
Hey guys, how we doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. We're sitting here with James Costa. Apparently, he's a good friend of yours.
Yeah, me and James go back quite a ways. That's pretty cool.
What's up, buddy? It's good to hear from you.
Hi, buddy. All right.
Then we got Nate Smith, who was a judge, apparently, at the Bistro Double IPA Fest.
Oh, yeah. We had your beer in front of us.
All right.
And then there's Doc and Warren, but we don't
whatever.
They don't care about anything. I appreciate you coming on the phone, man, and rapping with us. Sorry this whole Skype thing didn't work out. I don't understand what's going on with Skype.
Yeah, and I was trying to get out to San Francisco. The idea was to brew a nice beer and then come out and visit with some friends. And then the Super Bowl screwed that up a little bit. It was kind of an expensive ticket to be in San Francisco for the weekend. Anyway, I miss seeing some old buddies.
Did they?
I love the Bistro event because it brings out all the brewers. Like you get to really it's a rendezvous of brewers that you kind of intermingle with the rest of the public. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, that's one of those events that where if you're into talking about beer with the people who are making the beer, then you should go to this over some of the other fests where the brewers may not even show up.
It's got that history where everyone shows up still. It's just cool.
Yeah.
They've done that for a long time. It's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think you probably learn a lot as a home brewer just intermingling and hanging out with some brewers because we're pretty open about just about everything.
Well, yeah, you're drinking up double IPAs.
Yeah, that's the tough side. After a while, you kind of have to scrape the resin off your tongue. There's so much hop. But
well, Vic always has a sheet that they publish for this fest, and they ask brewers what hops they put in the beer. And oftentimes, like, people will volunteer that, so you can go through and taste beers and see what hops are listed on the sheet.
Oh, wow.
And kind of smell and taste for that. It's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Huh, so more like a sort of an education, more of a learning thing than just, hey, we're going to get hammered and stumble to Bart.
Well, people are big enough fans of IPA these days, they kind of want to know that stuff just for fun. Enough of the enthusiasts are just curious. Like, they think they have a perception of all the hops, and most people do, so they want to know if they can match that up.
We were just talking about before we brought you on that I am not one of those people who can taste different hops. Maybe a handful, but that's about it. Are you one of these smart people with a brain and shit like that? Can you go through and when you're like drinking at the Double IPA Fest, for example, are you going, yeah, I can taste the Summit or whatever it is?
I think sometimes I can pick up on, the stuff that we don't brew a lot with. I think you kind of become a little, you become detached from some of it. So we don't use much Amarillo. We don't really use any Cascade. So, when I see beers like that, I think I'm challenged a little bit more with them. But if it's pretty much a Simcoe beer, I can sniff those guys out. And then I think Mosaic's relatively easy. And those are the two I think that are kind of distinguishable. And then Equinox right now is, it's just
it's a huge one.
It's a sore thumb almost sometimes.
Is Cascade pretty much dead in the brewing industry, save for Sierra Nevada? Like, do people kind of stay away from that?
I think Cascade and Centennial might be sold out for the next 3 years.
Really?
By far, they're not dead. Wow. They're about the two hottest commodities. As far as gross acreage, I think they're two of the hottest varietals. Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, another one you can't taste.
Yeah, another one I can't. Whatever. I'll take your word for it on that one for sure. So at the Bistro Double IPA Fest, you took the second place for Hop Juju. Tell us about that beer, if you wouldn't mind.
Well, that's a beer that's kind of been a work in progress. I mean, just like any beer, when you formulated it, you need some repetition on it, and we would only brew it a couple times a year, so I felt like we never really got a chance to kind of get a lot of turns on it. When it won in 2013 at the Great American Beer Festival Gold, it got a little more play, and we took it a little more seriously, and now it's now it pops up maybe quarterly, and it's still one of those beers. We don't have enough hop contract to really brew enough of it, more than just a couple times a year. So it sucks up hops left and right.
That's a fun one to make just randomly. Then when you do have the hops available, the beer was awesome. When I was on the Best of Show panel, there were about 11 beers in front of us. And that was one of the ones we didn't know it was going to place, but it jumped right up to the front of the pack. Mm-hmm. And then when we finally picked three, one of the final comments was, any one of these could be first, second, or third. They were super close.
That's a good final round.
Yeah, it was really cool, and it took us a while to figure it out. But we had to, everyone raised their hand if you want first, second, or third, and then they tallied the points, and we did it that way. But I was really amazed at how much of like a new school tropical, with a little bit of berry and all the newer descriptors that James was talking about a little bit earlier from the Southern Hemisphere type hops, how much those seemed to be present in a lot of the beers that made it to the finish this time.
Is that what made it? Is that what made it stand out?
That and super clean fermentation and really clean ethanol. I mean, you're talking beers that have a lot of ethanol and they're a bit challenging to ferment. So I think that was.
And I think that's really where Vic even told me at one point, that you have to let the beers warm up a little bit and they have to sit on the table for a while, because that's when it really allows the beers to kind of rear their ugly head, if that's what they've got. So you know what I mean. If your aroma can stay strong and when it's an hour old and doesn't come up with some real funky weird, not only have you used great hops, but you've had very good fundamental practice in brewing it.
Was that the only keg of this beer that is on the West Coast right now? Or was on the West Coast, I should say.
Yeah, I mean...
Thank you, sir.
We ship it out, and we just do it really because, for one, we want to be right in there with the rest of the best, so... we do it special.
That's the place
We
for it.
spend a lot of money on it, but it's fine.
How do you get it out here? Do you ship it or do you cradle it in your arms through security at the
It goes in
airport?
a suitcase and it gets there. I don't know how to describe it. I really.
I've seen the suitcase in the basement of the bistro and the empty case. It's pretty sweet.
I can vouch for the suitcase.
It's a fancy suitcase.
It's a fancy suitcase.
That's how
And every
hopheads
now and
travel,
then-
you know.
Vic will actually send me the suitcase back, which is really only worth about $15, so shipping's more expensive. But this time we'll send it back, and it'll have a medal, which we worked hard to try to win the double, but that's been elusive to us. It really has. It's so competitive, you know.
Well, like Nate said, it was a vote. It came down to a vote. No one could decide.
It really
They
was.
had to figure it out. That's pretty good.
Your beer and the Kern River beer that took the top. I mean, in many ways, like a really similar, really nice, very clean profile, just excellent, very well produced beers.
I'll throw something out really weird right now where, there's 350 entries in IPA. And I think at some point there has to be some separation. You have pale ale, you have strong pale ale. I mean, why not put some separation in between IPA and strong IPA, and then try to put a little more separation in between double IPA? I don't know. I'm just saying, like, some IPAs come in at 6% and 60 IBUs, and then the next time you turn around, it's 8% and 95 IBUs. And so there seems to be enough, little gapping in between the two. It surely would chop the categories up a little bit, but I just think at some point there's going to be 500 entries in IPA.
And it might be this year. Yeah, I would give everyone a little more of a fair shake.
It could be. It could be. Yeah.
That'd be my worst nightmare for sure. Well, Matt, how do you? I mean, I don't know what I'm trying to say. You got any tips for folks at home to how to brew, on an award-winning double IPA, especially in a category that's super tight with what I would imagine is everyone kind of using very similar smelling hops, very dank, the tropical thing. How do you stand out? I need all the secrets. I need them right now.
Right.
Well,
that's what we want.
I think a lot of it from a fundamental brewing standpoint, I don't think we're a lot different. I mean, I think we go out and kind of like try to fetch the best hops we can from the best, the growers that we work with. We always try to put the best stuff we can. Everything that just went into that beer was pretty recent 15 harvest stuff. But I think a lot of it is when we go to package beer, we don't filter. We don't, filtration strips out color, body, mouthfeel, bitterness, aromatics. We fine it, and actually for competition beers, I don't want to tell the rest of the brewing world, but we don't really even let it out of one vessel. We fine, carbonate, clarify everything in package right out of the same fermenter so that we don't ingress any oxygen. So that helps a lot.
More transfers, more oxygen, more degradation, or chance for it, I guess.
It makes your beer a lot more stable.
DO is the enemy.
But
it'll kill these beers quick, right?
Yeah. It sure does. Yeah, oxygen is half of this is a packaging game, somewhat. Some of these competitions, because your beer has to be stable for 90 days or so. Quite a while.
I guess that's the same on the homebrew level.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Even more so, I think.
Right. Well, I think for brewing double IPA, one thing that we do that's a little bit different is, we mash hop hard. We do some first forward hopping. We boil a little longer. We keep the crystal malts out. We ferment a little bit colder. We pitch very healthy yeast. We ingest a lot of oxygen. We start colder, let it free rise. And then we dry hop. We only dry hop once because we try to keep that second level of oxygenation, but we throw a lot of hops at it.
Because opening the tank to dry hop is just you're letting oxygen in, no matter how much you try not to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that how you dry hop? You just dump them in through the top?
Yeah, we kind of blanket the whole headspace and the cone with some CO2, and we try to do our best to blanket everything. So we call it kind of like gassing off or dusting, so that we're we have this CO2 environment as we're introducing it, and it takes a little bit of practice, but when you get you can get pretty swiftful at it and do it pretty timely. But in the big brewery, we actually use a hop cannon. It's kind of more of a Matt Brendelson design. To do large tanks.
What does that guy know about hops?
Since you're only dry hopping one round, are you rousing the hops, or you just let them go down once and that's it?
We are rousing. Oh. Yeah, we're rousing. I mean, it's probably around 2 pounds per barrel of dry hop. Yeah, I know, James. Cool. You do stuff like that.
Yeah, most definitely. Are you using a hop back?
Yeah, we do a lot of flower hops at the end of the boil. We do. We everything gets hit with a hop back.
James has a look on his face.
Yeah. What kind of temperatures are you pushing through that hop back there?
On the 195 side, nothing's insulated. So. We our idea is not we really just want we don't want the isoalpha. We just want the essential oils. So, and we don't go crazy with it. We go about 1 pound per barrel.
So you don't want to get all vegetal. You just want enough of that fresh hop oil punch, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. More is not better. It doesn't. It definitely isn't linear. There's no question with hop bags, but. Yeah, we just kind of got into that. We bought Trogue's old brewing system, and it had a hop back, and we did a wet hop beer with it. And I was really impressed with the flavor. And we just kind of transitioned from a pellet brewery to a whole leaf brewery, at least to the end of the boil.
Oh, wow.
And now it's about 20% of what we use now is all leaf. So,
that is cool, man. That is really cool.
That is way cool.
Whole leaf on the hot side, but dry hopping is pellets?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome, Matt. Well, I appreciate you taking the time, man. We'll let you slide out of here so we can grill James now.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us on the show, and one day I'd love to make it out there and hang out with you guys.
Yeah, for sure, man. We'll get some beer on tap. That'd be cool.
Next time you send the suitcase, you should come with it.
Yeah. Get in the suitcase.
I don't fit in it anymore.
Which means you tried.
All right.
All right, Matt, take care, man, and congrats on the win, man. That's awesome.
Thanks, Matt.
Cheers.
All right, Bye.
And special mention of our local boys who won third place. The only local brewery who won third place in the double IPA category. The Altamont guys won with
Altamont.
Which is really
congratulations
cool.
to them.
Yeah, man.
That's
awesome.
pretty cool, man. Kern River, dude. They won first in double and third in triple.
Yeah. Wow. They got walking away with 2 medals that day, man. Pretty sweet.
And then Three Weavers, they got fourth place in double IPA. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
They're brand new, man. Awesome stuff. I'm glad I didn't go.
Well, it's not.
I'm glad I didn't go.
Not exactly what you want to drink. I know
it's not for you, man.
It's not for me,
It was a good time, dude.
It's not for me. All right, thanks, James, for. Here, let me drop. There we go. So we were talking about hops and all that kind of fun crap like that. And I had a question about hop selection. You were saying like a lot of these breweries, they can get like a bore of the whole hops or whatever and do a lot of tasting. How do you get to be that level? Is it just a dollar amount? You have to start purchasing, over X amount before you're allowed to come in and do the thing?
You just have to be more interested in, it is somewhat of a dollar amount. You're buying a certain amount of hops.
Yeah. Because if you're brewing
knowing the guys over the years,
yeah.
That sort of stuff. If you really want to get there, you can get there. It's not cheap to, obviously, we're all trying to make a buck here, so
right.
It's not cheap to get up to Yakima and hang out for a week and do hop selections and those kind of things. But you definitely, you get to go up there and, like I said, they will pull. They called plugs. They pull a plug out of bales, which was one of my most interesting brewing experiences in the world. Was being in the hop cooler at Hop Union. With 250,000 pounds of hops.
Wow.
Any beer tastes good.
So, if you
just inhale deeply,
it was. They just laughed at me. They're like, "Hey, will you go get a beer and open one of those up and drink it in there?" And I just opened it up and I was like,
"Oh, this is amazing!
Oh, this is ridiculous!"
Because you're smelling all the hops.
It was the most euphoric, one of the most euphoric things I've ever done in my whole life.
And they're like, "It's a Modelo."
Yeah, no, it was something like. It was so funny. It was totally something like that.
That's pretty awesome.
So.
So even if you're doing if you're some 3-barrel brewery somewhere, as long as you make the effort
if you make the effort
interest
and show the interest, they will definitely. I mean, every year they have what's called Hop School.
Mm-hmm.
So and you can get up there, and there's usually guys like Matt Brindleson, Matt Cole, those kind of guys that are up there doing talks about hops, or one of the big guys in the industry. Guys from Founders, that sort of stuff that buy a lot of hops.
Yeah. So
they're usually talking about what they do for selection or how they choose hops, and that's these days we're hearing so much about just what Matt just talked about. Choice of hops. He talked about recirculating hops. What I've been hearing lately, Peter Hoey talked about. It actually has to do with how many pounds per square inch that they get pelletized as. So, how hard they push them through the pelletizer.
Okay.
So, and there's actually a video out there online that talks about that, and it shows hops drop to the bottom of a glass, float to the top of a glass, or expand like a bunch of sea monkeys.
Uh-huh.
And that's they figured it was something like 68 to 72 pounds per square inch is the break apart like sea monkeys, and then you actually won't need to recirculate the hops through the tank. So that's
wow.
So you can evaluate by looking at how they break apart in a glass to some degree what they might do in a tank.
So a lot of large breweries are actually doing this now, are evaluating them by just putting them in a glass, and then they'll separate their hop crops, their hop boxes that they have, and they'll be like, oh yeah, these are for dry hopping and these are for kettle hopping.
Oh, that's smart.
So it's and because as homebrewers we get the same hops, I guess. I don't know, but some tend to be really hard, and some you can just squish with your finger.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what we're talking about.
And I thought it was crop dependent or whatever. I didn't think that it was just how they were run through the pelletizer.
It's pellet die dependent. That's what they're talking about now?
What is a pelletizer? Would you mind educating me, because I don't know anything?
Well, it's a hammer mill that obviously smashes things into a powder.
Okay.
So, that's what most people. We talk about extracts and things like that.
Yeah.
Well, pellets are an extract of a flour. So that's what most people don't understand these days. Is people are like, extract, you're cheating, and you're like, well, you're using pellets, right? So
it's the same thing. It makes sense.
Pellets are absolutely an extract of a flour, so they're smashed into a powder, and then they actually separate the aroma, the oil fractions with the vegetal fractions.
So they do.
And then they'll test that in a laboratory for what the hop itself was. Say it's 8% alpha acids or whatever, and then they'll actually push those back together through a pellet die. And then depending on the temperature that they do it at, how much they're running through, the pressure that they're doing it at. That's what we were talking about hops earlier. That's we're starting to see this kind of stuff, and people are really starting to pick up on this.
Wow.
And guys like, I'm sure Matt could talk about this for hours. He's someone that I would love to talk to and do every year at the GABF when I get to see him about all this kind of stuff. So I'm still learning too.
And a die is just a mold, essentially, like a Play-Doh thing, right?
That's all it is, yeah. It's just a big round circle with a bunch of little, rabbit pellet-looking holes kind of thing. And they just...
All right.
It's put through that thing at, like I said, 72 to 100 PSI. For years, they just didn't know. I'm sure they did some of them at... 200 PSI, like you said, the hops that you just can't crush with your finger. Yeah, they'll never break apart. So, and there's some, obviously that maybe they ran through really fast and they were really loose. Maybe the flowers were really loose. I mean, we've definitely, just like he said, he stopped using Amarillo and Centennial.
Yeah.
For the most part, those are some of the hardest varietals actually to when you taste and when you do hop selections and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
They're very variable. So that's, I haven't used Amarillo for years, even though I'm seeing some really good ones come around. And actually, I've seen the best Centennials I've seen in probably 5 to 7 years this year.
Wow.
So it just depends on where you get them from and what farm they're coming from. So
it makes it hard to create a production beer around those hops, though.
Absolutely. And that's what he was just talking about, how special I'm doing this once a quarter. We don't even have enough hops for this,
right? Which was amazing to me. You don't have enough raw material to make a product that that's in demand.
Yeah, but
it's not.
But it makes it right. It's the caveat that everybody wants. It makes it more in demand if I can only produce.
But people want the new stuff. So you do a one-off that's different or somehow new, then
it
gives that angle as well.
Absolutely. That's a lot of the segue into the Pilsner beer that I made. I called it the shiny object syndrome because that's a lot of what's going on these days.
That's Doc's favorite beer, apparently. Doc has shiny object syndrome.
What's the latest and greatest and new thing, out there? So we'd love to see that kind of stuff. But awesome that we got to talk to Matt Cole tonight. That was really cool. He's someone that I look up to.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he seems like he knows what the hell he's talking about, man.
I would think so.
I mean, especially to win at the Double IPA Fest and, like you said, World Beer Cup and whatever.
It's not the first time, too, at this Double IPA Fest.
Yeah,
he's done well. It's really cool.
Yeah, to be continuous at that sort of thing. He's kind of the one that you should be listening to.
Hop diet. So it's not only how they're grown, where they're grown, the drought year, whatever, the weather's different. It impacts the crop differently, but it's how it's harvested and when it's harvested, but then it's how it's processed and stored. It's just all of those are variables that can ultimately impact the finished product.
Is there more interest from the people processing and doing special things now because the customers are demanding different things, or there's just more money in the industry and that kind of thing? Are those dynamics true?
Absolutely. I would say that's a definite for sure. I mean, a lot of it has to do with when the hops are actually pelletized, because realize they're harvested from flowers. I mean, we all get fresh hops at a certain time of year.
Yeah.
So a lot of times stuff like Columbus and Cascade that are huge crops, Chinook that are huge crops, get pelletized first. So some of the other, they're not doing it so much now, but Citra and Simcoe Mosaic sometimes can wait a couple weeks to be pelletized. So that's, obviously...
It doesn't matter so much.
It's fresh alpha acid, so it oxidizes. So, and sometimes that's, some of the crops that people are getting these days, and a lot of the differentiation that we see during the crops. And
they sat in a bale in the warehouse maybe a little bit longer.
Yeah,
than some of the
a little bit longer, and
because it's a big bale of flowers essentially, like you're saying. It's not necessarily stable. It's going to oxidize and change, right?
Yeah, well, it's like buying your lady roses, right?
Yeah.
So those only last a week. So
how probably cost as much too.
How fast can we get those products to us? And that's what this time of the year is the perfect time. Just like Matt said, he used almost all 2015 crop stuff, and right now is the time. Go taste your favorite IPA.
That's why it's no mistake that beers like Pliny the Younger come out, and there's a double IPA fest and a triple IPA fest. You're doing specialty IPAs, you're making a triple, all that stuff, right?
This is the time.
This is the time of year to do that. Yeah, so it's when because realize harvest was back in October and November. So and now we're just seeing the pellets. So and that takes that long.
Is this when you're doing those beers that require high alpha, like the double IPAs, triple IPAs, that kind of stuff? Or does that degrade that much?
It does.
Like between now and let's say September.
Yeah, when the freshest pellets do come out, that's when even all the special beers that's why Pliny the Younger comes out. That's their beer is tasting super special this time of the year. It's really bright, really citrusy. There's low oxidation flavors and that sort of stuff. I mean, not all of us have the technologies of guys like Sierra Nevada and things like that to deoxygenate and all that sort of stuff. And
I'm pretty sure they just push a button and things happen.
They do, but they use the money to buy those technologies to make it happen. I mean, you taste their beer and it's almost fantastic all year round, and they still use flowers. So that's
which is amazing to me.
Good on them.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
That they can handle that.
Well, like Matt was talking about a bit ago, I think that's coming back a little bit. Do you play around with whole cone flowers in different ways these days than you may have done 5 years ago?
Yes, we definitely are. We're doing a lot more whole cone flower stuff. I've actually had something built in the kettle so that I could filter out whole cone flowers. And that's, the kind of way I've seen it. I talked to Matt this year at the GABF, had his beer, was the most amazing beer. It won. Why wouldn't you try to do, obviously I don't want to copy him, but I would like to make, awesome, super crisp, tasty beer like he does. So, talking about being a little bit colder on the hopback side, putting, fresh flowers in your beer, 20% fresh flowers, that sort of thing. It makes a big difference.
When you go to, brew at a new place, are there a few, trial and error batches? Because each system is different, or maybe each system isn't as different as we've been led to believe, or as we think it is.
So what I've been telling everybody lately, it's the water. So,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
I mean, as home brewer or brewer guys, you guys understand that.
Yeah.
I would say that's the most hardest thing to overcome coming to a new place, brewing at a different brewery, is figuring out the water profiles and how to manipulate the not just the pH, but the mineral contents of the water.
So what do you do? And, because I think this will help, home brewers as well. Like we move to a new house or whatever, right? Like, Doc, you're in a new place.
Yep.
Would you sit down and drink the beers before you even brew, and you go and get a feel for the water profile, or do you sit and just drink a bunch of water, like some sort of?
I was going to say just a straight glass of water.
Okay, and then that'll cue you in.
Yeah, best way to kind of start. I mean, same sort of thing. How does it, foam up shampoo wise? How does it? You can definitely tell the mineral contents different ways from doing that kind of stuff. But it's definitely, all about the water these days. Most of the Bay Area water is pretty high in pH, so it needs some sort of acidity to help it out for sure. We use lots of. What we do at our place is we charcoal filter the water, so it's not stripping it down. We're not RO filtering the water.
Okay.
And then we will add back some minerals. I have a really hard problem with super high alkalinity at my place, so I use a lot of not just acidulated malt, but phosphoric acid to try to neutralize that. And it definitely, gives the water a much more neutral profile. That's a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Huh. I think that would be, intimidating.
It definitely is, and it takes.
That'd be intimidating.
We look for consistent
You're the new
things,
guy.
like James mentioned about pH.
Yeah.
Like you brewed everywhere from Sonoma County down to where Half Moon Bay is, probably down East South Bay, like all
Santa
over the
Cruz,
place, right?
yeah,
Santa Cruz,
all over the place.
But you found this to be kind of a consistent theme. So those things can kind of help you a little bit. That once you figure out that parameter a little bit more, that variable, you may plug in those techniques elsewhere.
Because I would imagine, and what I've been led to believe is that the system, that's where all your issues can come from. And I think to a certain extent that's true, but it sounds like what you're saying, it's more the water is the biggest nut to crack, and then the system is kind of just the system. It's going to do what it's going to do. And
yeah, we're all looking for certain things when you have a brewing system, right? I want a good vigorous boil, right? I want to make sure that my mash is, not floating. I want to make sure my my crack is really good.
So good.
I want to
makes the brew day go by real nicely.
Yeah, right.
You come to the right spot in Concord. Tell you
that. So I want to make sure
things flow.
Yeah, I want to make sure that's all working out. I mean, obviously, but it's not just an overnight thing. I mean, I would say literally, it's taken me the better part of the 3 years I've now worked at the Half Moon Bay to really get things hitting on all cylinders. I think right now we're making some of the best beer that we've ever made. When I first got there, it was definitely figuring out the brew system, figuring out the water, and getting obviously a lot of it's getting the people on board that are there to really see what makes great beer, taking them to the GABF, doing all those extra things, letting them see this is what great beer is all about. The whole dichotomy of what it's all about.
It's pretty much a culture in the brew house as well as across the bar.
Absolutely. It's very, very super important. Yeah.
With the difficulty of sourcing top quality hops within a specific variety, are you keeping kind of a house IPA consistent year round, or are you doing kind of a new IPA when you run out of, say, like your favorite box of Simcoe? Do you just change the whole recipe and make a different one?
Well, it's something actually lucky. Glad you asked that. Lucky that what we have 6 core beers that we do, and one of those is what we call an house IPA. It's just basically we write IPA on the bottle. It's Half Moon Bay IPA. So, and that's something that uses the C hops, Columbus, Chinook, Crystal, that sort of stuff. So that those are hops that are a lot easier to get, and a lot of people really enjoy that beer. It's much more of an old school kind of beer. It's kind of pretty close to the same recipe we've been making there for as long as they've been around, 13 years. And then I do have another beer that we call the Full Swing IPA, and that uses the much more, what we say, fun, new, exciting, Simcoe, Citra, Galaxy, Mosaic, that sort of stuff.
For all the new kids.
Right.
And
then, like I said, we have 10 taps. So when we have 6 core beers, and then I have 4 taps that I get to do anything with. So when you come down I mean, we have 3 or 4 IPAs on tap all the time.
Wow.
So I get to do lots of fun and playing, and they let me buy, hops. We just made a beer with the Idaho 7, like Sierra did.
What is that? Never heard of it.
Yeah, it's another
some protest group. I think
potato. Exactly. Just another fun. Everyone's trying to come out with the latest and greatest fruity hop.
Yeah.
Basically, so it's another one of those. Even though it has like some black currant, black pepper, that sort of stuff. Matt talked about Equinox. That's another one we really like. Even though it's definitely one that you want to blend down. You can't just use Equinox really hardcore in an IPA.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why not? What do you get? You
It's
get
got
weird
like
shit?
crazy amounts of hop oil. So it's almost 4%. So it may push something a little too far almost.
Yeah, way too much. If you use too much, it'll definitely be just over the top, a little bit too dank, a little bit too crazy. That's
so like maybe over the top dank. Is that like that kerosene that I can get out of some?
No, that's
or is that not?
Yeah, that's kind of some of the flavors. I mean, I would say Nelson really puts that out if you use too much Nelson.
Yeah. I had a beer last week that had just tons of Nelson. Like this is I don't want to stand too close to a flame. You're like
diesel kerosene kind of thing. Crazy Amarillo can do that sometimes as well, just the touches of it. But yeah, those, especially that one, that Southern Hemisphere one usually has a bunch of that one.
That's for sure, and that's we like Nelson a ton, and I did a beer this year that was Nelson based, but then we added another hop to it, Southern Cross, as a matter of fact, and that one actually has a little more pine, a little more citrus to it, so it really helped the balance of.
It's a great song too. And the Southern Cross by whoever it is. Well, right now,
Come on.
I forget.
Toto.
Toto. I forgot Doc's a huge Toto fan.
Super.
James, Doc's a huge. If you ever do a beer with Doc, it needs to be called, Toto's number one fan. Toto Lee.
I left the reins down in Africa, right?
It's called Toto Lee. No one likes my joke.
Has to be a Southern Cross one.
So we're drinking the pills.
All right.
Finally.
So good.
That's all I've had since I walked into the bar. I've had.
Yeah,
I had to get the 2-1-AL Sully, and then
Doc said he was a Pils fan.
Oh yeah, this hits the mark.
Yeah,
yeah.
You like it?
Yeah, I do.
What do you love about it?
It's crisp. It's clean. Little more bitter on the far end of it. It kind of makes it a little different.
Yeah,
it's
than like a American pill or even like a German Pils, right? Because I mean they have a little bitterness, but this is more.
This is a little more aggressive in the bitterness at the end, and that kind of gives it a pop. It's kind of.
I like it.
It makes it different.
Yes,
definitely like accentuates the dryness.
Yeah, it's very dry.
Yeah. Definitely German in hops and yeast. Even though we did do so, we talked about it already. I used Equinox for bittering on this one.
Okay,
and then Mandarina Bavaria for finishing hops. Equinox at 60 minutes, Mandarina at 5 minutes. That sort of thing.
That's all you need for this kind of beer.
Yeah, 36 IBUs. All best malls, Pilsen malt. I used Augustiner yeast from the Brewing Science Institute.
That's the key right there.
Yeah, that's the good stuff. Yeah, for sure.
You like that, Nate?
Yeah, yeast rules, but it's not a yeast that's easily available at like the home brewing kind of level,
The Brewer Science.
BSI?
Yeah, BSI in Colorado. Yeah. They are making... I've used 2 of their really well-known German yeasts, which would be Andex, as well as this Augustiner, and they both are really low sulfur, easy fermenting yeasts. They will ferment a little bit higher, so you can do it a little faster. So that it doesn't need to be like a 54, 52 degree Pilsner kind of beer. You can get up to 58, 60 degrees.
Oh, really?
And
you're fine.
And you're totally fine, and they will still shed the sulfur amounts as well as, a lot of the Pilsner malt that's being made these days is very clean. It's very low sulfur. So that's
is that like a tank geometry thing too, a little bit when it comes to sulfur in the lager yeast?
Yeah,
it's more strain dependent.
I think it's more strain dependent. I mean, I don't know too much about the. I do have a lot of tanks with a lot of different geometries. And
kind of why I was asking. Have you played around with that one?
And wonder sometimes about those kind of things.
Yeah.
So certainly the IPAs that I do don't like the tall skinny tanks at all.
Right. Yeah. A few yeasts do, apparently.
Yeah.
It should be a tricky one.
I think so. Yeah.
Are they more like squat?
Squat wide, larger cones.
Okay.
Right? We all like larger cones.
Right.
Is it a combination of yeast performance and hop extraction, or is one more impacted by the shape?
I would say, just much more the tank diameter geometry, I would think, has to do with just the actual. It does a little bit of extraction rate, but obviously just how much the hops are actually in contact with the liquid. It's like using the squatter barrel and a fatter barrel kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we definitely feel a lot of that. We do have racking arms for all of our tanks, but we prefer to put like the IPAs in the newer ones with definitely squatter. It's a squatter tank. It's a much wider in circumference. It has a much bigger cone, a deeper, shallower cone kind of thing instead of a super steep, narrow one.
What's the? Oh, sorry, Warren.
I was going to ask what size fermenters are they different size fermenters or just different shapes?
All 15 barrels, different shapes.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually have three different shapes in my brewery. Yeah.
When you have a brewery that's been around for a while,
yeah.
That just happened naturally.
Yes, it did. Yeah, the original 5 fermenters are of really actually came from. Now I got to think of the damn place, and I can't remember it because I'm on the radio.
Barley and hops.
That's it. Yeah. Barley and hops down in San Mateo. So and they were really known for, which I have to watch out for at my place, for freezing stuff because they're so tall and skinny.
Oh wow!
So and then we have one from Canada, and then 2 from AAA Metal Fabrication in Oregon. Those are our 2 newest ones, and those ones definitely make the best IPAs by far.
Did that feel good, dude? Like finally. You get some a new tank. You're kind of like
it's fun that everybody that I work with, even down to the people that serve the beers, they see the difference also.
Oh, really?
And we talk about that. I try to educate them about what what's going on. That's definitely a part of our process is to try to educate our servers. To be knowledgeable about.
Do you consciously got to worry about which fermenters are open for which beers you got coming? Because
yes, we do.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Yeah, that's another whole, as well as using 3 to 4 different yeasts and 8 fermenters. Yeah,
it's a shell game.
Exactly.
It's a crazy shell game.
You walk in a beer server's like, really? Tank number 3 for this double IPA? Come on!
How dare you?
Yeah.
You're killing me.
Yeah, we actually don't do that. It's 6, 7, and 8 that get all the IPAs.
Look at you, Warren. What do you know?
I don't know anything.
Well, I know we're going to take a break here real fast because I need to go to the bathroom.
Me too.
Me too.
And then we have
my way.
We have some more. Oh yeah, there's only one urinal working too. We have a bunch of more beer to drink from James here at Half Moon Bay Brewing. Stay tuned. It's the session. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Brewcasters. On the Brewing Network.
Hey, dude, you know what beer this is?
Oh, no, all the labels are falling off.
Yeah, or the ink has run.
Well, if it's a pale ale, you're good, but stay away from the quote-unquote Belgian.
Oh, man, this guy needs to get some grog tags.
Grog tags are reusable, write-on, wipe-off, commercial-grade bottle labels for your brew. The guys at Grog Tag are homebrewers. They wanted great-looking, sturdy labels for your bottles, buckets, carboys, kegs, and growlers. They also wanted a label that not only looks good, but can be easily removed and reapplied during bottling without that nasty glue residue being left behind. No residue, water-resistant, and ice chest approved. Grog tags stay on in water or an ice chest, and they stay legible. Visit grogtag.com to customize your label or coaster from dozens of different templates for free and see how awesome your bottles can look.
It's that pseudo-Belgian.
Yeah, we're getting him some grog tags, dude.
Grog Tag. At least your beer will look good. grogtag.com.
That's it. I've had it. I am never putting hops in my beer again.
What? Why?
It's just too ridiculous. Insane prices, stupid contracts, high shipping costs, crappy selection.
Dude, you need Nico Brew.
Nico Brew will rock your f***ing face right the f*** off your f***ing skull. $5 shipping to all 50 states. Plus fantastic international rates get you low prices on Nico Brew's great selection of hops and more. Whether you're a home brewer, a pro brewer, or a homebrew shop owner, Nico Brew can get you the hops you need in increments big and small, single orders, spot buys, or full contracts. And there's only one place to join the uber special secret elite bare bones club where you'll get the best deals anywhere.
Holy shit.
NicoBrew.com. NIKOBREW. Nico Brew, your bare bones buddy in the brewing business.
Do you know the 3 most important rules in brewing? Sanitation, sanitation, and sanitation. And no one does it better than 5-Star Chemicals. 5-Star knows sanitation. You can only sanitize clean equipment. And 5-Star knows how to clean, too. For craft brewers and home brewers, 5-Star has what you need to keep your fermenters, serving tanks, kegs, and draft lines sparkling and free of any beer-spoiling bacteria. PBW, caustic, acid cleaners, Star San, SaniClean, lubricants and defoamers, pH stabilizers, and more. 5-Star Chemicals has cleaning supplies, safety supplies, heat exchangers, pumps, hoses, and valves. And 5-Star is proud to offer eco-friendly products that exceed customer expectations. If you have a cleaning problem, you need the 5-Star solution. Visit 5starchemicals.com or call 800-782-7019. 800-782-7019 and get the 5-Star treatment today. Williams Brewing is your online resource for prompt delivery of quality home brewing supplies. Since 1979, Williams Brewing has offered the finest equipment and the freshest ingredients, backed by the best customer service in the business. Do you like to mash using efficient fly sparging, but would like an easy way to heat your strike and sparge water? Enter the new Brewer's Edge electric mash water heater, a plug-in, anywhere, precisely controlled heater for strike and sparge water. Ditch the fumes and second burner and make mashing easy. Go to williamsbrewing.com today and browse their vast selection. That's williamsbrewing.com. Orders placed by 4 p.m. Pacific Time weekdays ship the same day. Brewing is easy the Williams way.
Are you looking for a simple brewing system that's great for all grain brewing, but everything on the market seems to be full of compromises? Blickman Engineering has the answer. The Blickman Brew Easy All Grain Brewing System. The Brew Easy is a complete system with easy upgrades and a beautiful compact design, perfect for any size brewing location. At its core, the Brew Easy is built on 2 gorgeous Blickman Boilermaker brew kettles, a high-temperature March pump, and either a top-tier gas burner or the new Boil Coil electric heater. The Brew Easy adapter lid allows the pots to stack on top of each other, forming an efficient, strong, and compact brewing setup that comes in 5, 10, and 20-gallon batch sizes. Upgrade your Brew Easy system with full automated control by adding a Blickman Tower of Power temp controller, and make moving around easy with the Blickman Kettle Cart. The Brew Easy is modular. If you already own a Boilermaker kettle, you can build your Brew Easy by purchasing just the modules you need. The new Brew Easy all-grain brewing system. See it today at BlickmanEngineering.com and brew with Blickman quality on your new Brew Easy.
You're tuned into this session because life's too short to listen to crappy radio.
Oh, welcome back to the session, everybody.
Oh, no, that's right. Anyways. Oh, wait, hey, welcome back.
Tasty's joining us. Finally.
I'm here. Yes, I'm here.
A little late.
I have a report from Russian River. The younger is as good as ever.
Yeah. It's still there?
Yeah.
They're still doing that thing?
Still some left.
They always release it.
They
couple gallons a day.
They sure do. And, yeah, it's good stuff, huh?
It is good. It's really as good as I remember. Well, thanks, Steve. You did that.
Is it not better? Is it the best
I think it's
ever
best
been?
I've had in like 4 or 5 years, yes.
Really?
Not that the other ones were like something to look away from.
Yeah.
But this one's really nice and dry. I thought the others were like, sweet. Mm-hmm. This one really goes down well, hides the alcohol. It's great. Very aromatic.
That Vinny guy, what's he doing? What's he doing
he's
over
got
there?
some magic thing.
He's got some magic.
They tell me it was Centennial and Cascade and Amarillo, I think, yeah.
So what's the line look like?
Oh, well, I don't know.
I don't know. You don't stand in it, but
that's on the other side of the building,
So do they shoot you in the back door and just...
Yeah, I go to the back door. Right? Yeah, they always put the brand new guy at the back door, right?
Yeah.
So I go up and go like, hey, how you doing? Like,
yeah. I go
like you're supposed to be there.
I go like, Can you get the manager on the line telling Tasty's here with some guests?
Some guests? You're toting guests?
Yeah.
Okay.
Always toting guests. I got dues today, but those are like the bigger plays the other way.
Yeah.
Anyway, so and then they call the manager. Oh yeah, send him in. That's what we did.
And so is he fired now?
No, he'd be fired if he didn't do that. I swear.
He does it again, and it's all over.
Don't let that guy in.
Everyone gets one. They were really light. They limited the number of people. It was you can move around real easily.
Nice.
There's no
That's not
three
usually
people
the case,
deep at the
right?
bar.
Okay.
But there's still a line on site, so they're managing
Any fights in the parking lot this year?
I don't know. Oh yeah, there had been that.
Yeah.
Good point. No, I guess it's a nighttime thing. Good idea.
You're out of there before that?
Yeah, we're out of there for the riffraff.
The younger brawl.
Just like 11.5%.
The riffraff, isn't that you?
Wow. Yeah, but they're getting in fights before they even get inside.
Oh, sure. I got to taste this first, bruh.
Well, they give you a wristband. It's got like 3 little tabs on it.
Yeah.
Because you get 3 pours of the younger, 10-ounce pours.
Wow.
That's it.
That's pretty good because a lot of places when they it releases in here, any bars around here and you get 1, maybe 2.
And if you leave and you're not coming back, they take all the tabs off your wristband.
So you can't sell them?
Can't load up or sell them up the street.
Oh,
Yeah,
that event's
smart.
gone crazy. Wow.
Yeah. Well, they want to make the...
No, it's good. That's smart. This is not used to that.
And there's a 3-hour limit at a table.
Good.
Yeah, good. Well,
Or
probably everywhere.
Or under the table.
We didn't get a limit, I don't think.
Were there a lot of problems going on? That's why they
No, not a lot.
slammed these regulations?
Well, I don't know.
There's more stuff last year.
I don't know about that. You'd have to ask them that. But they're doing something. They're doing it for a reason, so maybe.
It's probably just help maximize how many people get a chance to have it.
I think there's a big... That's why they went to, instead of, unlimited. I remember I was there the year that they sold out in one day.
Oh, the last growler year.
The last growler year.
Yeah.
People were literally walking out
What a
with
mess.
Growlers come in boxes of 6.
Yeah.
People were going out with boxes of 6 on their shoulder.
No.
Wow.
Like 4 guys, 6 guys.
Really?
Yeah.
A case of
And they
growlers
ran out
of younger?
while we were there. And so some of the regulars came in to get a beer, to get the young beer.
Yeah.
It was gone. So that was like,
They don't do that
that's when they
anymore.
jumped the shark. Now we got to get some with the rules, right? So that things have changed. No growlers.
No growlers.
No, nothing outside. Yeah. And you're limited.
I mean, I think that would be just an insane amount of that beer, a growler. 64 ounces or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
That's a lot of fun.
Well, you're probably
11.5%
sharing it with
beer.
your friends.
So you drank one.
Maybe. I don't know.
Those guys that had 6 on their shoulder, they drank one and forgot it. They had the other 5.
I said
They oxidized somewhere in the yard of the house. Like,
What's this at the back of
probably
the fridge?
fell over and broke them all.
Yeah, exactly.
I would like to talk to the guy who had 6. Like, what did you do to that? What did you do with it?
Captain Douchebag with 6 growlers of that thing. Yeah.
Oh, there's no limit? Give me 6, bro.
Load up, man. Load up.
He probably made
I'm putting these on
$100.
eBay.
Yeah, exactly. He made $100 off of each one on eBay.
My
Dude, for
trading,
sure, right?
my trading bros on all my favorite forums are going to get this one.
It's my white whale, bruh. Whatever it is.
Wallets, bro.
Yep.
What?
So, JP, we got Luke Dickinson from...
yeah.
We have a stranger in the
How you doing,
in the
man?
studio.
Hey.
He's been on the show.
He's lost on the West Coast, man. We found
Nice.
I know, yeah. I just
It's pretty random.
stumbled in. I thought I'd just sit here awkwardly for
I
a
think you
minute and just
should.
stare at you guys. But
You're doing great.
Vivo threw these headphones on me, and she reassured me as she walked away. She said it's not her fault if I get electrocuted because I guess she pieced a bunch of stuff together. So I feel really comfortable right now.
Well, you look
and
comfortable.
welcomed.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're very welcome, that's
Yeah.
for sure. But
Yeah.
you are booby-trapped now.
Yeah, perfect.
So-
All right. No, I'm glad to be here. I got Tasty and I got to have a good time earlier today. But
That's
yeah,
cool.
the whole they took the 3 tabs at the end totally foiled my plan to pay for my flight back to the East Coast. I'm stuck out here now.
Go around to the front door and sell the tabs, right? Yeah.
It's like better than Super Bowl tickets. You're like, I got younger tabs.
I love this though. So I meet up with Tasty, and he walks in. He's like, "So is there a line out front?" He never even looks at the front when he's going there. I was like, okay, I know I'm with royalty now, but yeah. No, I'm glad to be able to pop in though. It's fun.
Yeah, man. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah,
What are you drinking right
now? I've got the Pilsner.
Awesome, man.
So yeah,
Awesome.
it's drinking great. What are the hops in this thing? You may have already talked about it, but I just got here.
We did for a second.
Okay.
It's Equinox for bittering and Mandarina Bavaria for like a 5-minute edition.
Love it. Love it. Yeah, those are cool hops. The Equinox, that's a cool hop. Just starting to play with that a little bit at Wicked Weed. So
yeah, that's it's a really fun one. We talked about that tonight with Matt Cole, and that's he said it's kind of a dark horse. It can get really crazy if you use too much.
I agree. Great. This is great that I'm bringing up all subjects that you've already talked about.
It's fine.
Really,
it's like
really great.
it's like when you come back from like when you used to watch the Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah,
and they would pause when the car's in the air, and then they do a recap when you come back. That's just all it is.
That's what we're doing.
There's probably some people joining us late. They just kind of want to be.
That's what we're doing.
We actually record this show, and you can listen to it later.
Really?
Well, I wasn't paying attention, so I appreciate it.
Those Duke boys.
I'm just kidding.
Those Duke boys.
Well, I wasn't here earlier. Did you guys talk about the sour beer that? Any sour beer coming out of the Half Moon Bay?
No, we didn't mention that yet.
Oh,
yeah. Do you have some?
I do. Yeah, I've had some beer that's been in some barrels for a couple years now.
Yeah,
yeah. There's some fun stuff coming.
You're sporting
what's
any
the extra year for? What's going on?
We should have Luke try it.
What do I need the extra year for? I need to, I need the extra year for the PDO, my friends.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So there's going to be some really exciting
Nothing
stuff
before it's time, huh?
Yeah. That's it's pretty funny because I definitely have a lot of managers and the guys up above me going circling the trailer, going, okay, is this ready yet? I'm like, come on. I'll give you the
bill for the trailer.
I'll give you the cliche answer. It tells us when it's ready. So
why? Because they're waiting to sell it.
That's exactly right.
Yep, of course.
Yeah,
but
to drink it, of course.
But
obviously,
anyway, so the time has come.
It is, yeah. So I have some, of course, some Vinny nails. So we get to do lots of sampling of the barrels.
The stainless nails that won't corrode or whatever, right?
You got it, man.
Okay.
So,
right.
and that's it. It's finally ready. It's the first one. We have six batches going at any given time. There's about 56 barrels in the trailer.
Wow.
So
you have a trailer.
Yep. It's a
Beaver wants to live in a trailer.
It's a 45-foot long. They call it a high cab.
Okay.
So it's 9 feet tall, and that's we can fit all those barrels in one trailer.
And you.
Is it what is this like a temperature controlled situation or
temperature controlled, humidity controlled? Yeah, that's we're working on all that kind of stuff.
Awesome.
And we have, like I said, there's 6 different batches. All the above. The first one that's going to come out is going to be a Belgian Dark Strong.
Mm-hmm.
It has to do with the beer. A couple years back, we won the California State Fair for session beers with a beer we called Ocho Barrel.
Okay.
So it's the Ocho Barrel project. So and that's pretty much we do 450, 420 gallons at a time. We like that number. So it's about eight wine barrels of beer. And that's each batch that we do, and that's what I have 6 concurrent batches going. When we pull one out, we put one in. So, and that's the first one is about to come out. It's going to be half just straight Belgian Dark Strong, and then the other half will be Belgian Dark Strong with raspberries, and it's the Magic Beer Genie.
The Magic Beer Genie, that's the name of the beer?
That's the name of the beer, yeah.
Ocho Pucker-Upro.
Yeah, and it'll definitely be, I prefer the little more on the tart and sour side. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's... when
does that come out?
It's really fun. We're hoping to do it in the next month or 2.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, I just bought a bottling machine today.
Oh, wow.
So, obviously, all that stuff, separate bottling machine, separate kegs.
Do you separate it out?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, even though we do Brett and lacto fermentations in the brewery, but I have a whole separate, parts for each tank that whenever we decide to do something crazy like that. So, and it does scare the hell out of us.
Really? You're panicking.
Even if in your mind you know you can do it.
Yeah,
and it's been done.
And it's worked out so far.
You should call Vinny every night when you go to bed. Like, hey, Vinny, tell me it's okay.
Tell me it's okay.
Tell my sour tank's a bedtime story.
Yeah.
Tell them it's going to be all right.
A suicide hotline for brewers.
What do you guys?
Yeah. Well, we're in the same boat. I'm terrified of that stuff. So ever since day one, we've always kept everything completely separate at Wicked Weed. So that's awesome to right out the gate do that. Was this something that you started straight out the gate? You started making these beers and put them in the barrels right when you opened, or what?
Well, Half Moon Bay's been around for what, 13, 14 years now. So I've been there for 3. So it took me a year to talk them into it.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm sorry for my ignorance.
They're like, you want a trailer?
That's okay. Yeah.
We also talked about that earlier on the show.
It was one of the few things we did.
Did you guys hear that?
Why did you guys start without us? That's what
did you guys hear? Tasty and I were playing the Younger earlier. Yeah. Did we talk about that?
We had an agenda.
Did you show your tabs on the street?
It's a session beer event, right?
So that's neat, though. So you're.
Let's talk about Super Bowl.
That's where we started.
What are you fermenting with Brett in these beers? Or are you doing
Brett and Lacto fermentations?
Okay,
yeah, cool. And then finishing, put them in barrels, and then Brett and Lacto and Pedio of many sources.
Awesome.
You know,
wine barrels, I'm sure.
Yeah, wine barrels. Yeah.
So when
and obviously dark colored beers and red light colored beers and white wine barrels. Yeah.
So you talk about the Pedio taking its time. What sort of things are you waiting, sensory wise? Are you waiting for Pedio to clean up?
I mean, a lot of different stuff actually. A little bit of diacetyl, obviously. That's that definitely comes around. Just to make it more funky, that we've definitely got some good Brett. It's taking. We're pretty cold out there on the coast, so we're definitely in the 55s to, I would say, 65 degree range. So it's definitely taking a little bit longer than if the temperature didn't bounce up and down enough. I mean, it's the same sort of thing. We do just neutral barrels also, and our neutral barrels take a little bit longer too because it's definitely a little cooler over on the coast of Half Moon Bay. I mean, we're right by the ocean, so
which might be a benefit in some ways, like a nice, clean, neutral kind of sour, not too like crazy aggressive, perhaps.
Yeah, that's
the theory.
I want it to be. Yeah, that's the theory. I definitely.
You want more, maybe.
It takes longer to get there.
I definitely want lower pHs. I want a little more tartar beer. I mean, our water. That's why I said we talked about water earlier. We definitely struggle with the, residual alkalinity at our place. So it's super high. So that's I use a lot of phosphoric acid to try to neutralize that. So and that's definitely something that needs to be overcome during our brewing processes. Pitching rates, oxygenation rates, all that sort of stuff is definitely affects what your acidification rate is during all these processes.
Okay. But you're cool with just letting it sit. You're not worried that it's not going to turn out, or are you tasting it all the time, and now there's half a barrel left because you taste it every week?
That could be possible.
Because that would be me.
I tasted it every week because I could, right? Like I'm
that would totally be me. I'd panic.
No, we definitely let it go for. I mean, I let it go for a year before I ever tasted it, and then now I'm definitely once every month or two I'm giving all the barrels a fair shake and that sort of stuff, and like wow, what's we want to do a lot of fruit stuff. That's so we're getting to that point of actually adding fruits to the beers, so then that extra fermentation can happen. So that's really interested me, and like I said, what the oxidation rates and oxygenation rates and all that sort of stuff that are happening in the barrels, and how that will affect the taste and flavor of the finished product.
Okay, all right.
What are you guys doing for? Are you adding fruit directly to the barrels, or is?
Yeah, we're much more into purees. We actually have a really great puree source here. It's called Perfect Puree out of Napa. So and they use really fresh fruits. So and that's I've definitely consulted and talked with a lot of my buddies over the years, and going through the whole fresh fruit kind of thing. It definitely works, and it does have different characteristics of flavor and taste, but it's not something so much that, I mean, these days that we're really going to overcome. I mean, I'm never going to make Cantillon. Come on, man.
Not with that attitude.
So they're going to miss that growler you brought in here?
Nope.
Oh.
You have a growler? What's the growler of?
Of the sour they brought in here. They didn't tell anybody they brought it in.
Did they bring it?
No, did you bring it?
No, I didn't, sir. You never know about the guys that came, though. They might have brought anything or something.
Yeah, that's true. Nobody's
they
going
don't know how to pull the
right
nail.
now.
They can't pull the nail. They're not going to get the beer.
They can't pull the nail. They get the beer.
They will. Yeah, they will.
They don't have the combination to the lock on that trailer.
Oh, they got a key. Yeah, they got a key.
Well, you're talking about the purees versus fresh fruit.
Fresh fruit.
What flavors aren't you going to overcome? What made you decide that puree is just as good for for what you're doing?
Like I said, talking to a lot of my peers, asking people that have done it before, that sort of stuff, and basically time versus how much time it's going to take my guys to try to deal with the fresh fruits and that sort of stuff. And is it that much? I mean, is it really going to take us over the top? Is it really going to go there?
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
The benefit just doesn't outweigh the cost. I guess.
The cost of it all.
Okay.
So even though I do, I mean, I do agree myself. I think fresh fruits definitely have that, better characteristics, and we have, all of us sitting here definitely have the wherewithal to get some of that fresh fruit kind of stuff, but it's definitely a lot harder to deal with. Do I need my guys? Right now, we're an up and coming brewery. We're growing. We've only have a 15-barrel brew system. We're doing almost 2,000 barrels of beer a year. Do I need my guys to spend 2 or 3 weeks just messing with fruit pure? Making fruit puree, basically. Yeah. So I found.
It comes to you sterile and everything, so
absolutely.
So
and it's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Actually, that's what I would say. Find the seriously, man. Perfect puree. Prickly pear.
Prickly pear is awesome. I've used that stuff before.
Yeah.
That's what. Is that what you guys used to?
Well, so we do both. We do the whole fruit because we hate our brewers and the
make them work for the beer.
Right.
No, we've got but you're right. It's one of those things that takes so much time. We've got batches going, or that we're using some Michigan cherries in the beer. We're using 4,000 pounds of cherries that have to get processed. We've
James, there you go.
I mean,
how many brewers do you got at your work?
I know. Well, it's not enough.
There's only
we keep on trying to sell them on the fact that, hey, no, this is really cool. It's really cool.
It's really cool for you to do this.
But I would love to. I know, Nate, you're a big fan of doing the side by side thing, and I would love to see some side by sides of that. We've done both with our beers, but the problem with sour beer is that the side by side takes so freaking long. And
they diverge and do so many different things because of the elongated ferment.
I'm not sold either way necessarily.
I agree.
But your birds are still going to be sweating it.
Oh yeah,
fuck them.
Yeah.
Well, to me,
it's so cool.
To me, in the end, the overpowering aspect of the beer is the sourness, and the fruit character is like an underlying, sometimes kind of hard to find.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe it doesn't matter if it did side by side. 18 months down the road.
I mean, I can't imagine, especially if you're going to be sitting on it. I mean, some of that's going to fall apart anyways.
I think one of the draws of whole fruit that you're not going to get with a puree is the skins.
Yeah,
when you're dealing with skins of whole fruit and also
skins of pits.
Also the
tannin
pits.
is some of
skins of pits.
They don't blend the skins and all that when they do the puree, like of a cherry or something.
Well, I don't know about
it,
the like perfect puree and stuff.
Yeah,
how
the pits won't be part of it.
No, well, not the pits, but
that's
like
a legal liability for them probably if they are.
Yeah, probably
sure. Yeah,
especially like peaches and apricots, right? They're cyanide.
Yeah, exactly.
Who was it? Cascade did an amazing beer that was aged on apricot pits. And it had this super, like, amaretto almost flavor that came from the pit. So I think there is something that you get from that. But, sometimes you don't want your beer to taste like amaretto.
Yeah.
So
because I'm not 80 years old and I don't have an Afghan on my legs. I don't know why. Amaretto to me just sounds like...
Just painted a good picture.
It's real old. I don't know.
So you have the ability to play with the variables. Try both and see what happens.
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, what works for you may not work for the other guy. Vice versa. James, what's this next beer we have in front of us?
What do you got? Is it?
I don't know. It's
the number 2.
I'm going to guess it's an IPA.
Miracle.
The one in the middle.
That's the Miracle.
My face is dripping off from my.
Miracle? Do you have
Miracle? The one in the middle is Miracle.
Yeah, the Miracle. Yeah, this one's. I Need a Miracle. I did this with Peter Hoey from Brewer Supply Group. So, and one of the fun things about this one, like I said, we try to source all the hops that are hard to get. So Nelson and Galaxy, and we did get some Southern Passion from South Africa. We did dry hop it with some fresh 2015 Amarillo flowers, as well as Cascade and 7270 flowers. That's the
7270.
Yeah, that's the really hardcore. Like,
sounds like
yeah.
They don't have a name yet.
It sounds like a boy band.
Yeah, perfect. But it was something that turned out really awesome. But it's definitely like an IPA and a half. It's 7.8%.
Wow.
Damn near 100 IBUs kind of thing. So
that's aggressive bitterness.
It's super aggressive.
Yeah,
actually,
but not in a terrible way. It's very approachable at the same. But it's like
it's actually aggressive hoppiness. So we've been on that whole new train of the bitterness is probably 30, 32 IBUs. What's the 90-minute edition is. So it's very light. Everything is
even
20 minutes and after, man.
I mean, I like to think I can tell the difference between a hoppiness and a bitterness.
Yeah,
but I guess not.
No, we're definitely, depending on the hops you use these days.
Yeah,
we're losing that these days. That's what I would say.
Okay,
we're definitely losing. If you use aggressive hops, super high alpha hops, stuff like that, 7270.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you use those 15 minutes and after, or this is basically 7270 dry hop with flowers and a bright tank. So even at cold temperatures,
wow.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, hey, there's hoppiness to this, man.
But it's not. It's registering as bitterness, but it's not. I guess technically bitterness.
Bitterness, it's hoppiness. Yeah,
hoppiness.
Well, it's not flavor. It doesn't necessarily equate.
Yeah, it's a little. I would say it's a little more than on the center of your tongue. A little more on the
middle,
the middle back sides of your tongue, that sort of thing. Yeah, for sure.
What I like about it, look, I don't like IPAs, but I like smelling them because I think hops smell amazing.
It smells delicious, right?
Yeah, and what blows me away about people who make IPAs is when you smell them and it smells like you just rubbed hop pellets on your hand. Like you just opened the bag, and that's what this smells like. Mm-hmm. And to me, that's the apex. That's where you need to be. Well, not where you need to be. That sounds a little weird, but where I think you should be if you're making an IPA these days is it smells like a hop pellet. And this smells like you just opened a bag of hops, and it smells amazing.
So I would say that's it's probably about 3 pounds per barrel.
Jesus.
All the above in dry hopping, and then we dry hopped it. It's double dry hopped. Dry hopped again with flowers. So that's that sort of thing that will definitely give you that flavor and taste.
And there's a depth too in that flavor.
Yeah.
Well, the mouthfeel is just oily. It's just it's very, very oily.
If I run out of glue,
it's not bad, but you can really tell a difference. From something else, and it's just there's a lot of hops in there.
Were all of the dry hops flowers, or was it a mix of pellets?
It was a mix of pellets and flowers. There was warm dry hops in the fermentation tanks, and then cold dry hopping in the bright beer tank.
And then, did you purposely use some pellets that you could have gotten in flowers? Was there a motivation between the ratio, or was it more?
No, it was more like I said. It was I Need a Miracle. The Grateful Dead. When you hold up your finger and you need a ticket.
Yeah, I was going to say who named. I was going to ask who named this.
I actually have a really cool.
That's a thing.
By the way, James is the master of beer names.
Some really cool graphics that I can
James
show you
for
guys.
a long time.
Good point, tasting.
Nobody has better beer. Comes to better beer names.
Let's bring this one up.
Really?
And this guy right here.
Okay, what are they? Tasty Go.
Hopsicle.
Well,
Hopsicle, that's you?
Sticky
I did
Zipper.
make that one.
Yeah.
Hopsicle.
Sticky Zipper.
Hopsicle was you. Because that's a great.
Sticky Zipper.
Sticky Zipper. Okay. What
Everybody's had one of those.
Hop on board, the only beer I remember from EJ.
Hop on board.
Yeah.
So it's just punny names.
We've made Hop Overboard.
Hop over.
Oh.
Single and double.
How about Scandinavian Hipster, huh?
Hey, that was...
was that, let me guess, that was one with Tasty?
That was with Tasty.
What are we getting at here?
He's a good beer naming guy. I don't know.
Lots of fun stuff.
About that name.
Yeah.
Tweet him. What's your Twitter name? Get a good beer name. If you need a good beer name, Twitter
Drama
this guy.
Addicted.
Yeah, there we go.
Whatever.
He's got it. Nate's got it.
Hoppinatrix.
Hydroma Addicted?
Yep.
That's a beer name, or that's his Twitter name?
That is James's Twitter handle.
That's pretty good.
It has to do with racing little. You guys are from you guys are Concord. You guys are from Concord. I used to race little boats, RC boats over here in Concord.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, let's be clear. I'm from Livermore, but I live in Concord. Yeah. I don't want to get too far away from that.
Heather Farms Park, man.
Yeah,
I used to hang out here a lot. Yeah.
That's your circuit.
With my circuit. That's kind of funny.
So the name of the game here is contact you if we have any problems.
Yeah. Dan Gordon should give him a call.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for his IPA.
Name and an IPA.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. I can see you just contacting Beer Law Center and I want to trademark these 105 names.
No, thank you.
How about Reinhopskaboat, Dan? for his IPA.
I think Bernie might have it there.
Dan's not here right now.
Well, he listens to the show, right?
No, he doesn't.
Oh.
For sure.
Yeah. Don't ruin the magic.
Yeah. Him and his Maserati. They're
Hi,
just
Dan.
cruising down
How you
680
doing?
there.
I figured he'd be sitting in front of that big old giant fireplace, just with a nice IPA and just listen
Like
to
a cocktail.
Yeah, and listen and like in a big brandy jar and just listen to the show.
Yeah. With his polar bear rug.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. And his Asian bartenders. I don't know. So Nate, you and James did a collaboration. Speaking of collaborations,
We did.
What
Yes.
is this? Is this the third beer that
It's
we're
the
drinking?
third beer that we're drinking, yeah.
What is it? What's it called? Did you name it?
Yes, I did.
Okay, it's gonna suck.
Well,
then.
yeah, no, it is. It's
Did you
gonna
ask
suck.
him?
It's going to suck because he let me in the brewery. I mean, that was a mistake
Well,
from
yeah,
the
but-
beginning. But Visions from the Dank Side, and any listeners in the audience who can figure out which death metal song that's kind of a riff on is kind of fun. So the idea behind this beer, a beer for San Francisco Beer Week, that a drinkable IPA is not too crazy in alcohol, but has some new school character that would be fun and enjoyable. Simcoe and Citra and Mosaic make up the beer, and that's about it. A little bit of CTZ at 10 minutes, and that's it. Base malt with about 15% Maris Otter, and keep it simple.
Yeah, this one was really fun to do. It's for everyone in the studio. Yeah, it's what happens when I use Mosaic in my brewery.
You don't normally do that?
Nope, I'm not a big fan.
And so when Nate approaches you with something that you don't really want to do you just kind of be like, okay, look,
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah?
It's really fun.
Right.
Just my water profile, the way it works out for me. It's
Is it fun because it's like a learning process for you? You get to use something you don't normally do, like Matt was saying in his brewery, or is it you just hate it and you kind of just grind your teeth and go for it?
No, I actually like it. It just, whatever my water profile and pH profile and all that stuff, Mosaic just doesn't taste great in my brewery.
Yeah. So how did I mean, because this tastes awesome. How did you?
It is really good. So I use very little of it.
Okay.
It was dry hop only.
Yeah.
Okay.
It definitely brings out
correctly,
stuff that I don't prefer.
We took a risk. He did warn me, but I wanted to try it anyway since we would see how it goes.
What's what is it about Mosaic that is you just don't like it in your brewery, or you don't like that hop in general?
I love Mosaic, and,
Okay.
and I've done a few, but after, this beer is probably 5 weeks old. It definitely oxidizes, and it's kind of got a sweetness. It definitely accentuates sweet. It's almost like caramel malt, a light caramel malt kind of flavor kind of thing. And that's what it does. I'm just like, wow.
Which there was none of in the beer, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
And you get like the Mosaic can go
yeah.
like to spoiled fruit. Like if
it's
overdone
kinda
pretty quickly, and we get even little bits of that here, even though we tried not to overdo it.
Like a little bit of like a overly ripened pineapple or something.
Yeah, something like that. Totally. And I'm just like, I don't know. Why do I always get this? Yeah, it's just my water profile.
We have I have
doesn't
that
agree.
same thing with Cascade. I use almost like no Cascade. We use very, very little because I don't know what that is, because I love Sierra Nevada, but for some reason, dry hopping with a Cascade
You're like,
in my brewery, it just does not come out right.
Even at both breweries? Have you tried it at the new one?
Yeah, no, I even tried flying to Europe and using Cascade in a brewery, and still, maybe it's just me. I don't know. Yeah.
You're supposed to grind it under your heel on the brew deck and then put it in.
Oh,
right?
you're not supposed to do that.
No, you are. That's the thing. I think I read the directions. I don't know.
Okay. Was it on the back of the box?
It was on the back of the box.
Okay, I never read the back of the box.
Fuck, you lose then, man.
I'm glad you brought that up, Luke, because Cascade is supposed to be like a go-to hop.
Yes,
like you can go
right.
to it. It should be fairly easy and straightforward. Mosaic's becoming kind of like, I remember Tasty saying a couple times, it's kind of a cheater hop. Like if you use it, you kind of get an easy pass on something, but not necessarily. Not necessarily in every brewery, in every context. Something doesn't necessarily want to play along.
Yeah,
maybe it's the pH in James's brewery, or maybe it's also the water profile or other things that you like to use and the geometry of your fermenters. Who knows, right?
Well, we already had Nate Cole tonight tell us that he doesn't use Cascade anymore either.
Yes,
so.
exactly.
It's the flashback show. Right. That's what this is.
So you are equating it, though, to pH. Is that what you think it is? With the Mosaic, or
I think so. Water profile, pH, something just doesn't quite coalesce. I mean,
have you?
We talked about hop selection. Maybe it's the hops I actually get because I don't get to do hop selection for Mosaic.
Okay,
maybe that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
all the above. I just haven't. I get very little. I get about 4 boxes a year of Mosaic, and I do like it, but it doesn't seem to work out at my place for some odd reason or another. That's
Have you done it in tandem with the Maris Otter, like in this beer before?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to use 100% Glen Eagles malt.
Oh.
Yeah,
great.
so I've been in the 3 years that's what we talked about that I've been at the Half Moon Bay. I've tried everything, man. That's
I'm going to make this work.
That's why I have a Simpsons malt hat on. I like the Simpsons malt. Yeah, that works out the best. I mean,
drank the Kool-Aid on that.
It is great malt.
I did. Yeah,
best crystal malts out there.
Yeah, I love the crystal
You're
malts.
welcome, Peter.
All right, Peyton Manning, why don't you guys just slow the fuck down a little bit?
I'm going to go home and eat some crystal malt.
Yeah, some Simpsons best pale malt, man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm down with.
So a Simpsons malt story. Peter Simpson was in Asheville, and some of the BSG dudes or whatever were there. And anyways, we go to this brewery locally, and we're drinking all sorts of beer, and then Peter Simpson pulls out this like bottle of 20-year-old Scotch.
Oh, God.
Which
Bless.
I thought it was a great idea for us to go ahead and start taking.
I bet you did.
Carpe diem.
Come on.
This bottle should be empty right now.
Oh, you wouldn't want to insult him, would you?
I've had one of those. Yeah.
So apparently later in the evening, my girlfriend comes to pick me up, and I'm profusely, yes, she is lovely, profusely telling every Simpsons malt person, including Peter, how much I love them. And like she comes in, I'm just hanging on her. I'm like,
You're
I
one of
love
those
you, man.
drunks.
This is just, I'm such a happy drunk.
Yeah.
I'm a real happy drunk. So, anyways, if anybody wants to do Scotch shots later and get a little cuddly.
Sweet.
I'm in.
Bev's in.
That's the ticket.
There's Vinny's right around the corner. We'll go.
I was thinking exactly that.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah. No, it was a pretty killer night, though.
And then we got to turn him loose on all the Vinny people.
Actually, I think the last time you were here, Justin took you to Vinny's with my husband.
Yes.
I do think that. And vaguely remember it. Vaguely remember.
See? They're dying
You've
to
been
get
to
you.
the dark side.
Yeah.
They actually closed down Vinny's.
We did.
And went to Denny's afterwards.
We did go to Denny's. And,
Sweet.
Did you go to Lenny's afterwards? Or?
Saved you.
Oh, God, that was a night.
Sounds like it.
It was a night.
Any night that starts and ends at Vinny's is a bad night.
Yeah.
Or a great night. I don't know yet.
Yeah.
Depends on if you go into jail or not, I guess.
Well, no, not so good.
That's not so good. James, is there a common hop in between these two beers? I have it's a pertinent question. Is there a common hop in between the two IPAs that we're drinking right now?
No.
There's not? Because in both of them I kind of get like an orange thing. But in the, what was the middle one again? The I Need a Miracle?
That's I
the
Need a
Miracle?
Yeah.
Miracle.
Warren, taste that and tell me if it doesn't kind of taste like a Manhattan.
It doesn't taste like a Manhattan.
That's not what I said to tell me. I said kind of. Like orange bitters.
No.
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 Fuck you
It's
guys.
not there. It's really not there.
Yeah, sorry.
Not at all.
Also, I thought you asked me to tell you it does not taste
See?
like it.
No.
You're the new co-host. Everyone
He's
else
just trying to be agreeable.
I can turn everyone
exactly.
else off.
Yeah.
It's just the Jason and Luke show. Get out of here.
Yeah,
Everyone's
so
off.
let's-
So let's talk about
Let's
this.
talk about this bitters thing.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Hop bitter.
Yeah.
You dicks.
Remember earlier in the show when we were talking about orange bitters?
No.
Oh.
No.
Were we? Did I just
Maybe.
screw that up? I don't know.
No.
Whatever.
By the way, last time I was in here, I don't think the spit protectors were on these things. This is very nice.
No, those are there.
Very nice.
They tried to be there.
So that, when the wind's coming through, it
Oh,
doesn't hit us.
They
How are
may
you-
have even been washed since you were here.
How
You
are
never
you
know.
not on?
No, that hasn't happened.
No, I think they've gotten replaced because they're essentially like a food saver. You know, if you're eating and you come on and you kind of look, if you pull back and you look at the thing, it's like, ew, that was marinara right there.
I was like everybody's beard in here.
Yeah,
Speaking of food,
everybody's beard.
I think I saw our caterer around here.
It's a
while
flavor-
ago.
it's a
I think
flavor
the
saver,
catering
right?
lady's here.
Oh, really?
Yes, the catering relator is here, Tasty. Thank you. Tasty is he's like the one-man plug show right now. Jesus Christ.
I don't know. What do you think?
You're doing great, though. You look good.
I'm good. I'm alive.
Yeah, your feet hit the ground this
here.
morning.
You were late.
I can do this all
Yeah,
day.
you look great.
Yeah,
I can do this all day. Oh, Jesus. I don't know if I can, though.
Really, all I do here is sit around and talk about beer. Well, that's what I can do all day.
That's pretty cool.
Nothing wrong with that.
What'd you do up
Kind
at
of what
Russian
the show's
River?
about.
In Russian River, we got a 3 bar stools, like at the 50-yard line there.
Okay.
Yeah, like you're gonna wear the menu split right in front of us, right? Because they rolled us in there. Like
best shot in the house.
We know where you guys need to be. It was great. We had a great time.
Did they
That's good.
Brewer comes out. We hold court. It's like great.
Yeah.
It's great.
Did they kick people out of your seats just so they don't?
No.
Hey, you're out here.
They just pull a stool out from under them.
Sure.
Get out.
No, they didn't. No, they would have to be leaving.
They have to
Good
be
time.
leaving.
But they got us a beer, to hold us off while we were waiting the 5 minutes or whatever it was. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how it
Right.
lasted that
Well,
long.
that's a tough line.
You have to use one of your bracelet tabs,
Exactly.
I'll spend one of these to have that seat.
Right.
James, we were talking before the show. So you also brew Mavericks beers, right?
Yes.
Are you at least you brew them, or you consult on them, or both? All the above.
I'm the master brewer for both.
Oh, can you not hear yourself?
The places.
Yeah, you're good.
There we go.
I
Okay,
got you.
I can't hear myself.
Okay, sorry. I guess it's a level.
I'm the master brewer for both.
Sounds
brewing,
great, by the way.
Yeah, for both brewing companies. And we, like I said, Mavericks is our sister company.
Mm-hmm.
So most of that is contract brewed through Devil's Canyon Brewing Company.
Yeah, because you
Yeah.
just can't keep up with that shit, right?
No,
it's too much.
we're a really small 15-barrel brewery. We have 8 fermenters, so we almost make 2,000 barrels of beer a year. So we're pretty packed at the Half Moon Bay Brewing Company.
That's crazy.
And that's the powers that be, the owners of the company have started another brand.
Yeah.
And that's the Mavericks Brewing Company brand.
And it started as the session beer project, I think is what you called it.
Yeah, it did. And
Yeah.
that's we
which I applaud.
It took it.
Yeah.
I do too. It took us a while to kind of figure out that we kind of pigeonholed ourselves into a very small niche of a small niche kind of thing. And so it kind of took a while for us to figure that out. And now we are still interested in session beers, but we are making all different kinds of beers these days. So there's an IPA, the Television IPA. There's the Belgian Golden Strong, as well as the Coastside Pilsner. So, and those are really awesome beers that have been very well received. It's all canned beer product.
And those are all in the Mavericks brand, even the new beers are.
Yes.
Yeah, the new because I think I was at Bevmo a couple of weeks ago, and I saw the Mavericks beer. I was like, oh, Stoke, but it was like a IPA or whatever, and I was like, well, that's weird. It gave me pause.
Yeah,
I'm like, I don't understand what's happening right now, but I guess it makes sense. It's hard
kind of what the market dictated.
Yeah, it's hard to move session beers. I mean, I think people know that, but especially to build a brand around.
Yeah, they definitely got. We kind of got ourselves into this certain thing, and it took us a while to kind of figure out, what makes the sales and how that works. So, and now we're definitely pushing forward. We're doing. I think we've done just about as much, a couple thousand barrels of the Mavericks beer brand also.
Wow.
So, and that's, there's some big things on the horizon for us, Half Moon Bay and Mavericks. That's we're kind of looking at opening some new places and
really
that sort of stuff. So,
wow.
I mean, new places like as in like outlets or breweries?
Yeah, we're outlets, breweries, all that sort of stuff. So
Open a store in the outlet mall and just call yourself the outlet beer
outlet
store
brewery,
or whatever. Yeah,
right.
dude, that'd be great. Half off or whatever.
We're definitely thinking about that kind of stuff. So we'll see how that works out for us. I mean, right now, Half Moon Bay is really taking off, and the Mavericks brand is definitely pushing forward.
Does nobody else find that strange that it's named Mavericks, the biggest waves in the world, and session beers?
That's
a good point.
It's kind of why we're not doing it these days. So
that's the irony.
I mean, like I said, we were definitely hitting the niche of a niche.
Yeah.
I mean, and we've discovered, just as everybody else does, it's like you really need a brand portfolio these days, and then you release a session kind of beer. I mean, we all went to the GABF this year, and there was 120 some odd session IPAs there. So that's definitely an up and coming thing.
That's the new hotness.
First year of the category too.
Yeah. So
with 120 into first year.
I mean, they separated it out from session beer. So there was those two categories. I think there was still over 100 just session beers.
Yeah, that was
as
another,
well.
That was another thing we talked about with Matt Cole tonight. That's what he said. How IPA, double IPA, IPA and a half, how that all should be separated these days. He was like, I was like, even more? Oh my God! Right?
Yeah. Well, you're a big proponent, JP, of multiple categories for IPA, right? You can just keep it going.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's
Yeah,
an easy one.
add one in.
Then you know which ones you don't want to visit.
Yeah,
right?
anything to grow the style more, I'm all for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we should just break it up
I
by
might write that down.
by 1/10% alcohol. You have an IPA at 5.0% alcohol.
Yeah, at
you
some
have an
point-
IPA category at 5.1.
Well, yeah, I entered at 6.0, but something else went at 6.2, so I'm
This
kind of bummed. or
tastes more like a
something, you know, right?
5.8.
Yeah, you lost a
So
couple
you entered in the
points
wrong
on that.
category.
Yeah. At some point, we're putting too fine a point on it, I think.
Yeah, but
It's
that's kind of the crazy part, right?
Yeah.
So ESB and Pale Ale, there's 5 different. It's like extra special bitter, extra strong bitter.
No, I don't like it.
Like a pale ale, like regular
Some
pale ale,
control.
strong pale ale. So it's already happened.
Well,
Yeah.
we just. I mean,
Are you a style guy? Do you go by the styles? Like if this was more of a pale ale than an IPA, would you call it a pale ale, or you want to call it an IPA? Or,
No,
you know what I
I'm more
mean.
like a chef. So
Okay.
I make
So you don't care either way.
food for the masses. Even though when I do, I'm sure Luke can say the same thing, that when we enter the GABF, we definitely have to pigeonhole our beers in a style, even if we don't think or do think that it fits into a style.
Yep, absolutely. I think I really think that the categories are mainly. It's just something that you have to think about once a year or twice a year, really. For me, at least, because I don't care if it's. We actually, great example, beer we've got called Napoleon Complex. It was originally session IPA.
I think it's Doc's license plate holder.
It's actually a picture of you, Doc. Yeah, you signed up on it, but it's fine. I don't know if you
At
remember.
Vinny's, it was made up.
It was at Vinny's a couple years ago. But anyways, that was originally session IPA, and then we when we actually are putting it in a bottle, we're calling it a hoppy pale ale because it's like, well, not. It's like 5.2%. I don't know.
Okay.
What do you So I don't know. It's just one of those things. What's the point of the after the fact? It's just getting across to who's drinking the beer to understand what they're drinking, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
Wouldn't
So
you sell twice as much if you said session IPA?
That's
yes.
It depends. Maybe not.
I know, and that's
Right?
the whole thing. So you go. This is like a whole nother. This is the most interesting thing about being a brewer today. Is as we're growing as breweries, you actually have to start thinking about like the marketing side and not just the liquid. It's really interesting. So we're actually calling it a hoppy pale ale, even though we dry hop it. It's got 1.5 pounds per barrel dry hop on it. It's a hoppy beer, but we're calling it that so that we're not cannibalizing our other IPAs. We already got like 2 other IPAs that are selling to the market. So, there's only so many Wicked Weed IPAs or, Half Moon Bay IPAs that you can sell, right? So I don't know.
James like, fuck that. I'll make 25. I don't care.
He has 3 or 4 on tap at one time.
Well,
I do. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, and so how do you make enough to make them different? It's just hop selection because your water. That's very clear.
It is hop selection.
Just hop selection. That's it.
That's what it's all about. Yeast selection. I mean, we're really lucky and fortunate. My owners let me buy any of the ingredients that I wanted, malt selection, all that sort of stuff.
That is lucky because we'll have some people on. They'll be like, we're kind of handcuffed in what we can do.
Yeah.
I can only do that. They get one off.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get to be all over the place. They don't care
That's
what
rad.
I buy, what what
make
goes
it
on.
better.
Yeah.
4 taps at the bar to play around with, like you said, right?
That's
There's
pretty
so
good.
many,
Yeah.
so many. I mean, there's
That's
like
cool.
12 yeast purveyors that are up and coming these days.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Omega yeast and Giga yeast, and there's a whole bunch. What is it? The lady from Michigan that's
The Yeasty Boys.
Yeah, the yeast. There's a ton.
They're
of them.
everywhere.
But there's a lady from
If
Michigan.
there's not a
that-
Yeasty Boys, there needs
There
to
should be.
that's
Yeah.
isolating yeast from the edges of the Great Lakes that are like lager yeast. Oh my gosh,
Okay.
there's so many awesome stuff. You just kind of gotta, get in touch with brewers and ask them what they do. And there's a bunch of great stuff out there.
Is there a yeast from any of these companies that you've just been blown away by?
Not necessarily. I mean, of course, like when you win something, you're like, I'm going to keep using that yeast. That's a favorite of mine.
Right.
That sort
I've
of
always
stuff.
used that one.
Yeah, that sort of stuff. But I mean, I really like that's the lager you had tonight. That was I love BSI and their Augustiner lager yeast. Like I said, that's a really great yeast. It's definitely something, for us as brewers. I'm making a 10-barrel batch. I buy a 22-barrel pitch. so I don't mess around. Just right off the bat, I'm planning to use it again. So I you don't want it to divide. It's a lager yeast, so you don't want as many VDK in the beer itself. You want
What's
to keep
VDK? What is that?
Like ketones.
Yeah, you got it, man. Yeast
butter.
Butter, yeast characteristics, basically. You don't want the yeast to divide as much so that they basically poop out their yeast characteristics in the beer. So you want to keep that super low, that sort of stuff.
One of the precursors for diacetyl, right?
Yep. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So you want to keep that super low. And that's what, we're hearing. I've been hearing crazy stories about people doing VDK tests and coming out with 6-day beer and stuff like that these days. So.
Wow.
There's a lot of that going on. But this is an excellent Pilsner.
Thanks, man.
Really, really enjoyed it. Lager time, just because we'll just revisit things from the beginning. Lager time was 6 weeks?
6 weeks.
Hell yeah, that's the way to do it. Way to go! I applaud you for that.
Yes, thank you for that, because a lot of people will push it out.
Oh, it's another fun thing. That's what the director of operations. He circles the tank for every 2 weeks and goes like, "Is this one done yet?"
How the hell are you pushing 2,000 barrels out of 8 tanks on a 15-barrel system and making lager?
And doing a lager.
That, right?
Exactly.
I
think he buys.
You got to come meet the guys that are out there. They're out there tonight. I will definitely introduce.
So you're
you
just standing in front of the fermenter going, "Nope."
Nope, not yet.
No.
It doesn't taste good yet.
That's really. That's really impressive. That's great.
There's only 3 of us in there too. So
the minute it's empty, they're filling it back up with a new batch.
that we are. We're always full, man.
All right, we're going to take a break here because I think we got some food to eat, as Tasty so politely reminded us. But also, Jason, when we come back, I want to talk about your gray water beer.
Awesome.
At Mavericks.
Perfect.
And we'll wrap it up, and then we got some fun stuff. Stay tuned. It's the session. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Brewcasters on the Brewing Network. If you don't know Yeastman, you're missing out. White Labs Yeast Manager, Yeastman, is available free to any brewer. Yeastman is your direct link to White Labs' yeast production facility. Yes, you can check yeast availability, and yes, you can place an order, but Yeastman is much more. View yeast quality control and analytical reports. See your big QC Day entries and reports. Get access to the entire White Labs catalog, specials on overruns of freshly made yeast, and customized options for your account. Yeastman is the only real-time online ordering in the business connected directly to factory production. Yeastman is always on and always live. It's the largest online marketplace for specialty brewers' yeast and related products. Visit yeastman.com today and tap directly into White Labs' production facility. Gonna brew? Yeastman to the rescue.
With over 20 years of experience making world-class craft beer and more than 100 gold medals in international competitions, Moylan's Brewing Company is not just a pretty face in craft beer. Just ask Brendan Moylan.
What do we got here? The beer of the hour. Moylan's, gotta love that big M. It's like a sign of awesomeness. Woo-hoo! It's got an extra kick to it. Let's pour this bad boy. Oh, yeah. Oh, Moylan's. At the end of the night, when the kids are finally in bed, the wife's in bed, nobody's bothering your ass anymore, that's Moylan's time. Moylan's is for you. Yeah. It's to help you out. Yeah. It helps me out.
What?
Well, because it's freaking awesome. Northern California brewed. It's brewed with love.
With love?
Oh, yeah. Tremendous. And it's always best where?
Moylan's.
You gotta try it. On tap at Moylan's in Novato. They're friggin' awesome. Not only because I own the brewery, because I love the beer.
Cheers!
Boom.
Kilt Lifter Scotch Ale takes big beers to a whole new level with rich malt balanced perfectly with delicate hops, and now comes in 4-pack tall boy cans so you can take the party on the go. Or come to the brewery, take a tour, and try any of Moylan's fresh creations right from the source. Check them out at moylans.com.
Your support of the Brewing Network means everything to us. We couldn't produce shows without you. And we love giving you something extra for that support, like Brew Your Own magazine. You already know it's a great brewing magazine full of recipes, equipment how-tos, discussions of beer styles, and brewing techniques. Whether you're new to brewing and just starting out or you're an old pro, you'll always learn something from the articles in Brew Your Own. Plus, there are amazing special issues like plans for building a Brutus 10 system, 250 classic clone recipes, and the Homebrewer's Answer Book. Brew Your Own magazine and BYO.com are awesome resources for any brewer, whether for yourself or as a gift. When you subscribe or resubscribe from the Brewing Network homepage, you directly support programs like this. Get a great magazine and support the Brewing Network. Subscribe to Brew Your Own right from thebrewingnetwork.com. A few things happened 30 years ago.
ARPANET migrated to TCP/IP, and the Internet was born. Revenge of the Jedi was renamed Return of the Jedi and opened in theaters. Mila Kunis and Emily Blunt were born, beginning a rad fantasy in my mind.
But all of that pales next to the fact that HopTech opened its doors and began blowing homebrewers right out of their mash tuns. HopTech doesn't fuck around. Real people shipping awesome shit straight to you. Their new website is fast and easy to navigate. Or just call 800-379-4677 and let badass bitch Jade and the gadget guy Roberto blow their warm load of customer service all over you. So visit the site or visit the store in Dublin, California, and support those that support you. Get your brewing on at hoptech.com.
Hey, my brewing brothers and sisters. This is Jamel Zanishev, and I want to tell you about Heretic Evil Twin. You might be familiar with my homebrew recipe, which uses massive late hopping to create a balance between the malty sweet and the hoppy bitter, along with an outrageous malt and hop character. I wanted a beer with the same bold hop and malt character, so we played around with the homebrew recipe until we were able to make a great commercial version too. We've created a beer rich in malt character, full of caramel, toast, biscuit, and an ever so subtle roast note. On top of that, we piled in an insane amount of Citra and Columbus hops at the end of the boil, as well as in dry hopping. This damn-the-cost approach to hopping gives Heretic's Evil Twin a great blast of citrus and tropical fruit that can't be matched by any other hop. The result is a bold, malty, hoppy, but easy-drinking beer. This is our top seller, our flagship beer, and I couldn't be prouder of it. Cheers.
To find Heretic beers near you, click on Find Some at hereticbrewing.com.
When I order a beer, I want my server to know more about it than I do. I want someone who enjoys good beer and loves helping others enjoy it too. I want someone who knows how to pour a perfect pint for every beer style. I want a Cicerone.
The Cicerone Certification Program is creating the type of people who help you enjoy great beer. Home brewers and craft beer lovers know beer is more flavorful and complex than ever, and it takes some serious knowledge to store and serve beer right. Cicerones know beer. There are 3 levels in the Cicerone program: Certified Beer Server, Certified Cicerone, and Master Cicerone. Cicerones are truly the sommeliers of beer. The best beer locations have a Certified Cicerone on staff. Relaxed and unpretentious. Cicerones are tested on storing and serving beer, beer styles, flavor and tasting, the brewing process and ingredients, and pairing food with beer. Learn more about your next beer guide at cicerone.org. Certified Cicerone, because it takes top talent to present a perfect pint.
You're listening to the Brewing Network. Because like beer, radio shouldn't suck.
All right, thanks for sticking with us, everyone. Before we jump back into the beer conversation, I want to tell you guys about great fermentations. You know, we've been talking a lot about hops and equipment and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know if you know this, but Great Fermentations has the largest, it's in bold here, so it's got to be true, the largest catalog of Blickman products on the web. So if you want the best equipment that money can buy, let me tell you, it's that Blickman stuff, man, that's for sure. And you can get all that at Great Fermentations. Their staff is the most highly trained in this stuff, so they know what they're talking about, which, you know, in this day and age, let's face it, everyone's just trying to make a buck, and they don't want to give you any information. But not a Great Fermentations, dude. So check them out, and, you know, again, thank them for being a sponsor of the Brewing Network. Nate, do you want to give out a recipe for your beer, dude? You emailed me the recipe, and it looks there's a lot of numbers that I don't understand. Is that something you want to do?
Numbers are hard.
Numbers are
like isotopes of uranium.
Yeah, it's like math be all numbers and shit. It's fucking tough. It's tough.
It's really, really tough. Yeah,
is
absolutely,
that cool?
man. No problem.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Is
that cool with James?
Basic foundation for an IPA.
Absolutely.
James is cool with this, I'm sure.
Good. Right.
75% Simpson's Best Pale.
Their best
man's wearing the hat, so we can talk about this for a minute. Yeah, so Best Pale is different than your standard malt. What do you find about that particular base malt that you like, James?
It's actually one of the most neutral, I would say, of the English malts. It definitely is a little bit more flavorful than, say, a Raw or a Great Western or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, a little bit more toasty, biscuity, just a tiny bit more than, say, something like Crisp or Fawcett's, which are, on the way up. I would say Crisp is a little bit more of, toasty, biscuity, and then when you get to Fawcett's, we're really talking some toasty, biscuity stuff.
Okay.
Much more towards your English-style beers, Scottish ales, things like that. I mean, obviously, Golden Promise is the one. But
that's a good malt, too.
Yeah. Absolutely. But I really prefer the Simpson's Best Pale Malt, and I've definitely tried a bunch over the 3 years that I've been there. I've been very lucky to have owners that are letting me into experiment and getting what I think is the right malt for the job.
So enough melanoid and enough character, like a toast type quality, not sweetness, not like a super rich melanoid, but enough to give it something interesting.
Yeah, and to paraphrase Tasty, it doesn't go too dry.
You want some malt character, right?
Sure,
I do.
I think it's going to make its way back eventually.
Tasty wants the super
the yellow, fizzy stuff.
Yeah, I don't need 2.2 degrees Plato. I need
How about the color
2.8,
anyway?
Bro. Yeah, 2.3.
Give me the color. I'll figure out the multi.
Yeah, no color though.
Is this from your beer, Tasty, or what do you? What are you guys talking about?
Oh, about how all the beers are drying out.
Right. Oh, just in general across the market.
Anymore. Yeah,
well, things are a pendulum. You swing back. I remember when
James told me like a year ago, I think it was. Pretty soon everything's going to be like in this really narrow segment. You can see where it was going, and sure enough, we got there.
Wow.
They're all really dry. I don't know how you figured it out.
We visited James at Half Moon Bay when we brewed this beer, and we were talking about English ale yeast more than I've talked about in a West Coast brewery in a while for some of these same reasons. Like, what do we want to do with leaving something residual in the beer, but something interesting? Maybe a little bit of esters, but not too much. Maybe a attenuate of English ale yeast like White Labs 007 or something like that.
Okay, so you're really thinking about the final product and what is being left behind, not what's going into it, not just what's going into it.
So we
stripped
out all these crystal malts out of our IPAs.
Yeah.
It's kind of how we ended up in this discussion. And then what do you got left for malt? What do you got left for body? What do you got left for that kind of mouthfeel?
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have anything that we used to do 10, 15 years ago, so what else? What is there a new space for? So maybe a little bit of yeast character, maybe a little residual sugar that you used to leave behind instead of mashing for that, instead of selecting malts for it.
More hops.
Or
that's
more
what
hops.
There's room for.
No, there is, and that's kind of the point. But like these guys were just talking about, then you sort of like,
how much more hops can we put in
you
there?
diverge upon like maybe one thing,
right?
And,
you're trying to
that's
separate
fun,
somehow.
but you want to differentiate yourself.
So is this
a
what's the Lovabond on this? That malt,
the Simpson's Best Pale.
Yeah.
What is it?
Below Maris, I'm assuming.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's like 3 to 4.5, something like that. So not quite as dark. Yeah, which I'm on the other
that
side.
That explains the color that we're getting then.
Yeah,
right?
It's on the other. That Maris Otter, the Best Pale Malt is probably 2 to 4.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same sort of thing. And then I'm on the other side of the spectrum. I use the lightest colored Pilsen malt I can find when I do a Pilsen style beer.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm like into the 1 to 2 kind of stuff.
Gotcha. So if somebody can't get Simpson's malt, maybe like the Breeze Pale malt would be similar.
Sort of. What do they call it? It's Great Western, but it'll actually be the pale malt, not the Great Western two-row malt. Yeah, you got it.
Oh, they have one called Pale. It's slightly higher. Lovabond.
I think it's called Black Prince. I think is what you guys are. Right? No,
that's the really dark stuff, bro.
Oh, shit. I'm so stupid.
Have you done much with Vireman's Pale Ale malt? Because that's in the upper 3s too in terms of Lovabond.
Yeah, no, I definitely have not. I mess with a lot of, obviously, I do Belgian beers and Pilsen style beers and that sort of stuff. Lots of lagers, and I definitely mess with a lot of different types of Pilsen malt and things like that, but I definitely haven't messed with like the German or the Belgian pale malts, even though I guess I have messed with was it Soufflet malt, the FMB malt.
Okay,
What the hell is that?
Yeah, that's it's what is it, French
maltster?
Yeah, which is really good, man. They make some mighty good stuff for like saisons and things like that. It's definitely much more of a bready character.
Okay,
yeah, like bread, crackery, bread crumbs, that sort of stuff.
Which is what you want left behind.
Oh yeah,
right? The good turkeys are talking about.
Yeah, most definitely. If you have a good spicy yeast to go along with that. So definitely tried a lot of that stuff. But on your question, definitely haven't tried the Weyermann pale malt.
So outside of the pale, you said that was like 75%.
Yep, 75% Simpson's Best Pale, and then 25% crisp Maris Otter, and then phosphoric acid to correct to about 5.2 pH or so. Normally, I would have plugged in some acidulated malt there, but James uses a phosphoric acid, so we went that route instead. It's a more efficient way to do what we wanted to do, and he's always trying to dial in pH in that particular brewery because of the water they have. So no sense in trying to spend an expensive ingredient where we could use something in a chemical to hit exactly what we want. How long did it take you to figure out how you wanted to do that mash correction? James, is that something you knew right away? You knew you were trying to fight that?
No, it definitely took a while. I mean, being an old style brewer, there definitely wasn't a lot of water manipulation during my tenure. Just trying to learn and learning what people say. It was actually CBC 3 years ago, I think it was, that I did a whole thing on water correction, calculation, what the malts do to it, what phosphoric, sulfuric, what the different acid types, citric, what the different acids will do to the water. So I was very curious and very interested. I mean,
you got thrown into it because you had a water problem.
Yeah,
most of us don't have a water problem.
You needed to.
Most definitely, and I would still say the water I brew with now is not perfect. It's still taking me times to actually, some time to, get what I really feel needs to come from the water.
Sure.
So it's like it's the water these days. That's what I'm definitely preaching.
Do you measure you measure final pH? I mean, you said you certified the mash.
Yeah.
What about the drinking pH?
Absolutely. We're definitely messing with that, even though it's still been a very good process of I'm actually dealing with my local municipality about their water and what makes it different, and talking to some of the guys that work with it every day, and what they see and what comes through the pipes and when they flush the pipes. And I mean, we get water from
some variables.
Yeah, it's really variable for us.
You might be one of those guys who have to test their water every day.
Yeah, I'm in a little town that definitely gets water from a tank on the hill, and I can see the tank on the hill.
You know where it is.
Yeah. Which is kind of
we should go up there and see what you can
get. You got another brewery in town. Does he get water from the same tank?
No,
you can't even compare notes on that sense.
Yeah, Dan from the Hop Dogma. That's they get straight Hetchy water, which I've brewed.
Hey, Dan, what's up, man?
Yeah,
shout out to Dan.
Yeah, definitely.
He paid off the right person.
If you haven't been at the Hop Dogma, definitely get yourself down there. Those guys are doing some really good stuff. But he doesn't get the same water that I do. And
he's like a mile away or something.
He's only like a mile away.
It's not that far at all.
He gets it straight from the Hetchy Valley, and it's awesome, easy.
That's the good water.
It's the good water, man. It comes from the San Francisco Bay Area. And speaking about water, have we talked about the gray water yet?
We haven't yet. No.
Hey.
No, that's true. Okay,
finish your job yet.
We'll recipe it up here in a minute. So we did those two, just those two malts, nice and simple. 152 degrees mash. Since we didn't have any crystal malts or anything that has dextrose content, we did a little bit higher than normal. And then boil hops, we were hitting about 20 IBU of Simcoe at 75 minutes, and then left it blank until a little bit of Simcoe at 10 minutes, a little bit of CTZ at 10 minutes. We're hitting around another 30 IBU total at that amount. And then a little bit of calcium chloride during the boil. I want to give the beer a little bit of a nice... some calcium for the yeast and a little bit of a malt character in that sense too. And then Whirlpool, we hit it with Citra and Simcoe, 6 pounds each. And then the dry hop, 7 pounds each of Citra, Simcoe, and Mosaic.
Okay.
Hard to translate those down, but 15 barrels, yeah, on this one.
That was for 15 barrels?
Yeah.
Was there any gypsum in addition to the calcium chloride?
In the mash, yes.
In the
thank
mash,
you.
right? Yes.
In the mash,
yep.
yeah.
We're trying to hit enough calcium because aside from the water being a little bit high in pH, it's a little bit lower in ion content in terms of calcium sulfate, calcium chloride.
Yeah. So why did you split those additions up?
Yeah, Nate.
Like,
I don't
one in
remember.
the kettle and one in the mash.
I'm just flipping a coin and making stuff up. No, I mean, no. Somebody told me once. I think it was actually the cellar maker guys who brought this point home when I was brewing with them last summer. That Tim's, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Tasty.
Tim's feeling on it there was that he got better things out of the mash by doing gypsum there and then calcium chloride in the boil.
Okay.
But I hadn't actually gone back and researched that again, but it seemed plausible to me, so I'd continue to roll with it.
That works. Funny enough, we do the exact opposite.
Exact opposite.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, and it's because I heard at some point in my career the opposite.
All these things
From somebody at Cellar Maker?
Yeah. So actually,
like we told
it wasn't
Nate,
so-
right? Yeah.
Check this out.
Yeah, no, but that's just funny because we always do the exact opposite. We don't add calcium chloride to the boil, but we always add it to the mash
only. Yeah,
and then gypsum to the boil.
How much of that in the beer world is
There's
just
gotta
kind
be
of
at least
gets
a few of
handed down?
those,
There's tons of that shit.
It's
right?
gotta be, yeah.
Most
It's
definitely. I never add anything to the boil. I always add it to the mash and the sparge water. So,
Yeah.
there
That's
you
what
go.
I've heard as well.
But see,
Yeah,
this is
that's-
where like the process thing is just it's where the recipe. We were talking. Stacey and I were talking about this earlier today about the recipe thing. Vinny will give you any recipe because at the end of the day, there's a million different process
Ways,
things you can do it.
yeah.
And the beer's going to turn out shitty if this guy brews it, and great if this guy brews it. So
Yeah. Why did you look at me and gesture to me when you said
Sorry,
shitty? That's fucked up.
Shitty
guy.
It's true.
I've
not
been
wrong.
trained to believe that. So.
Good. You read my PR cut sheet or whatever
I
it's
did.
called. I don't know.
One last
Yes,
ingredient
go
for
ahead.
that.
Yes.
WLP-01.
Okay.
White Labs California Ale yeast at 66 degrees.
All right.
There you go.
66, 65, is that two in the range?
66, yeah.
66, right?
That's what
Yeah.
we do. Yeah, for sure.
And you saying
nice, just slightly cool, but not too cool.
Okay. Just like me.
Yeah.
Wait. You were saying that you were having a hard time, potentially, what do you call it, scaling that down. But what you could do,
Oh, in terms of the pounds in the dry hop, yeah.
take all that and throw it into Beersmith.
Good point.
Right?
Mr. Brad Smith can help me out here.
Beersmith is a wonderful, wonderful product by, a very handsome, a virile man called Brad. And check it out, beersmith.com. You get a 21-day free trial. It doesn't cost you anything except, some megabits. What is it called, Warren? Megagugabits.
Megalopolits?
Megalopoligits, I think is what it is.
MBs.
Mega strike.
So it's a couple of that shit, but they're free. They're like they grow on trees and shit. So
It's got a great website. You can check out everything and it'll teach you how to use it.
yeah. Why are you so low, Doc?
I don't know, because you turned me down.
I think just genetics. I think
Because I'm short?
You're
I
short.
don't know.
Discrimination.
Anyway, check out Brad's beersmith.com, and again, man, email that dude. Thank him.
So you could plug in 15 barrels and bring it back down to 10. If
Bring
you
it
wanted.
back
right
down, dude.
Bada bing.
Bring it back down.
Hey, I plug it too because I just started using Beersmith.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How do you like it?
I think it's awesome.
It's good stuff, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we dig it around here.
Helps with your water.
It's no, I use what is it? Brewing water.
Brew water.
Brew water.
That's my go-to. That thing is awesome.
That's a water
really,
thing?
Yeah,
Nice.
it's really
It's
awesome.
an old school, old program,
but it works very well. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You
Well,
also
there you
have
go.
to- you have to use it
Beersmith
on
for your
old
ingredients.
computer too.
It resembles an abacus.
It is like an abacus.
There you go.
Really?
Okay, so let's talk about the gray water thing because as soon as you came in here, you were talking to me about it. You're fired up about it. I think it's a rad little project you got going on.
Yeah, most definitely. Like I was telling you earlier, we're brewing a beer basically with 100% gray water.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, obviously it's different than black water. Most people don't know the difference between those.
Would you do me a favor?
Most people should.
Please.
Break that down,
Did
please.
my underwear get washed in that?
Yeah, so
We all know exactly what that is, but for everyone else, can you explain?
Right.
yeah, exactly right.
For a friend.
Yeah, well, gray water is more, shower water, reclaimed water from
ball
like
stuff.
lawns and gardens, that sort of stuff. It's definitely not like toilet water.
It's hot side tasty. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's not like what's from the plant. It's not like from the water treatment plant.
We actually got this water straight from NASA, so that's what I always like to tell everybody.
Really?
Space water? I got to do a collaboration with NASA. How cool is that?
Wait, how do you...
Space water? What do you call it?
How do you...
Yeah, someone that knows someone at my work knows someone that knows someone at NASA, and
they just have a bunch of water.
And it's the water that the astronauts drink. So, and it was Lenny Mendoca that owns the Half Moon Bay Brewing Company. He's one of the majority owners.
Okay.
This has been his idea for a while, and he's been to a lot of countries around the world. Israel, and I think there's some countries in Malaysia that are really hip to reusing gray water.
Okay.
And so the filtered technology is out there absolutely for us to reuse the stuff. And so that was his idea. Let's make a beer. And right now, currently in California, you can't sell the beer. So it's basically illegal to sell anything gray water unless it's been pumped into an aquifer and then pumped back out. Mm-hmm. So we directly use the stuff, but we just basically go to, tastings and anything that has to do with the environment and things like that, and we're just giving the beer out and having people taste it, and
just for awareness, kind of hey, this
awesome,
is
man.
The tech is here for us to not be wasting our shower water.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's been the kind of funnest part. Is we definitely one of the guys from Coors, one of the head guys, called us and. I know that's not the favorite thing on the radio to talk about, but
I love Coors. I drink it all the time.
They won yesterday before the Super Bowl.
The banquet beer,
so
baby.
there we go. Perfect.
Nice, cool. Yeah. It's perfect.
But just asking about gray, what we thought gray water's potential was, how we use it. Did we use it through the whole process? Did we use it for cleaning? Did we use it for? And basically, we don't get that much, so it's not like a cleaning thing. It's not any of that stuff. We just use 100% of the sparge water, the mash water, the brewing water, the brewing liquor. That was kind of our thing because, we're doing really small batches of it, 7 barrels, 3 barrels, really small stuff just to kind of test it out. So it is on tap sometimes at the brewery when we do special functions and things like that. But it is, it's stuff that we just had the Save Our Seafood Festival, and we did a special tasting of it there. And there's a big conference in L.A. coming up, tech conference all about water and recycling and all that kind of stuff. And so we'll be doing another tasting at that time.
When you get the call from Coors, were you like, fuck, they're going to buy me out? They're going to buy us out, and it's going to be amazing. Where you're like pre-ordering a Tesla right now, because that's what I would do.
It was more like the coolest thing was, I will tell you, as a brewer, was he was like, can we get some beer from you, and then can we put it through our tasting panel? And I was like, I can't pay for that kind of literally like what they would do and tell me the feedback. I was like, as long as I
they
could
probably have the most experienced tasting panels out there
in the world. So the feedback I could get from them would be immeasurable for someone like me.
What was the feedback? What's the beer like? Any difference or
no difference at all? It's better than the one that we currently do. So the water is better.
Why is that?
It's like RO water.
It's like RO water.
It's pretty soft.
His big problem is it's all alkaline, so that's a lot of trouble to get it out of there.
It comes back all soft.
It's
not the other
what I fight.
Yeah. Was it a goose called Balls?
No.
That you sent in?
No, right? Yeah.
Wow.
Fermunda, right? That sort of thing. Out Fermunda.
So you got the sensory panel back, right?
I have not.
You haven't yet? Okay.
Yeah, the beer's on its way, but like I said, I'm just so excited to have someone like that.
But that's really cool.
Be interested in one of the biggest breweries in the world to give me a sensory panel.
What was the name again?
Give me some feedback. It's the Tunnel Vision. It's the normal Tunnel Vision that we do in cans.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's, like I said, we like to set up tastings where you taste the normal Tunnel Vision and you taste the gray water Tunnel Vision. So, and the feedback, like I said, has been totally awesome.
Nice.
So the water, as it goes into your process, is pretty clean, right?
It's as clean. It's cleaner than the water we use in Half Moon
because it's over filtered and treated and whatever.
I also know that even if the water wasn't that clean,
it's
fermenting it would clean it up.
It's RO, it's ion, it's UV.
Might be cleaner than the other water.
They hit it with everything, so it's like
it doesn't even know it's water anymore.
It doesn't. It's like pure unadulterated water that when you actually put salts and minerals and things back into it, you're you're like, oh, this.
Well, if it's going through the process, I mean, when you think about it, like how many, if you have a dog, like how many people take their dog and let them run in the stream, they're like pissing in the stream, and I mean, you know, like that eventually is ending up in
our water,
our water that we're drinking, right?
That's why dogs are terrible.
Or another dog.
Wait, but they drain lakes in Oregon when animals pee in them.
They do.
Yeah.
I've
They
read
drain
about
lakes in Oregon over that, right? So, yeah, you don't pee in the stream, people.
Or don't pee the stream.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man.
But NASA is instead of sending people to Mars, they're filtering your water. That's a pretty good deal.
No, it is a pretty good deal. That's like I said.
You got to drink something, man.
One of the few people that's lucky enough to say something like that, and it's been making a beer like that and trying to.
That is really cool.
Further a cause like that is actually really neat to connect that with what we do in the beer world.
Yeah, man.
Is it hard?
And now you can say you work for NASA.
No, I got to say I did a collaboration with NASA. That's,
exactly.
That's in the brewing world, right?
That's not as big as the one with Nate, though. I don't think.
That's true. But they both start with
Nate,
N,
NASA, and I don't know.
Same 4 letters almost.
Right. Ours was pretty superhero-like tasty.
What?
Name dropper.
I was a hero somewhere. Oh, yeah, I had that.
Capes on.
I get some of that.
Well, James,
what?
Before we let you go, so you're going to be my guinea pig for this new game that I got.
All right, we're gaming. We're gaming.
It's called Brewers Reading Beer Reviews.
Oh, no.
So I went through a popular beer rating site, which will go unnamed, and I just cherry-picked some reviews of Half Moon Bay beers.
Awesome.
And it's, they're questionable reviews. Some are funny, some are just weird. And I thought it might be fun to have you read reviews of your own beers.
For sure, yeah. This will be fun for us because obviously I've only been there for so long. So
yeah, so
these are some of the fun reviews that we've had over the years.
Yeah, a lot of these are older. But if you wouldn't mind, the first one I believe is that I would like for you to read is for your Harbor Lights Ale, which was a tribute to Obama, I think in 2008.
Awesome.
Okay,
here we go.
Go ahead.
If I were to brew an Obama beer, it would be something much more complex and interesting.
Good advice.
And then they give you
2.97 out of 5. Yeah, thanks.
2.97.
Which it would be much more interesting, but it's still 3 out of 5. I mean, I don't know. What do you want for 2 fucking points, dude?
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
No, hold on a second before we move on. There's a story behind like the political candidates beers thing. Like
you do a lot of that stuff, right?
Yeah. It's not that the owner's making only Republican or Democratic candidates. They're making all of them, right?
Yeah. So we do.
So you get the list to look forward to, right?
We definitely do a beer that accentuates both of the candidates. For Half Moon Bay Brewing Company, and it will be coming out soon, so you can only imagine what's coming next. This has definitely been one of the most interesting candidacies in our lifetimes for sure. So
go ahead and read the...
Before you go on, I have to say that I've known about Half Moon Bay Brewing Company for quite a while. I've known about the beers before James got there, and I know about the beers since he got there, and they're a lot different. So
totally,
this is one of those where the rating companies that tend to attach themselves to brands and breweries may have sort of a minus 20 point sort of view to the Half Moon Bay.
Well, that's one of the biggest things that I've learned over the years, right? So one shit erases 10 attaboys.
Yeah, for sure. It's harder to get positive press than negative. That's for sure.
That's for sure.
But we're not helping in this game, so
that's quite okay. And if you haven't been to our place in a long time, I don't want to make the hard sell. Come on back.
That's what I'm
taste the
saying.
beer.
That's what I'm saying too. Check him out.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And like I said before, this is definitely before James got here. But go ahead and read the second one.
No, this is all fun.
This one's amazing.
Fun and good. I'm totally happy. But for all the sweeping change Obama is calling for and must make, this one was the most straightforward, safe, and unoffensive brews I've ever had.
If it doesn't hurt me, I'm going to kiss it.
3.26 out of 5.
Awesome.
But and I don't know, for me, man, the shit, it's not just on beer rate sites, right? It's on Amazon reviews and Yelp. Are you really, this is not a political forum, people. Just rate the beer.
If you like your beer, you can drink it.
Yeah.
No, hey, that's a good one for some of the ones I get these days. Jeez.
Well, that's true, yeah. Okay, what's the next one?
What does it say? Wow, Republicans must have brewed this beer. It's terrible. What a waste of tribute.
1.5 out of 5.
Wah, wah, wah.
1.5 out of 5.
1.5.
I wonder what party they're
7
part
out
of.
of 5. Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah. I mean, for me, the clincher in that review was what a waste of a tribute. What the? It's not like you cast a statue in bronze and the whole village had to collect all the bronze and now they don't have any more bronze.
Or any wheat for the winter.
It's just beer. That's the best part about it.
Right. Let's skip the brown one. Well, let's do the brown one. Yeah, Bootlegger's Brown. There's only one, so it's easy.
That's racist.
All right, perfect. Hey, now.
Which Bootlegger's Brown Ale is an English brown.
Yes.
Okay.
Overall, well, it's not offensive, and it's pretty decent for a true session beer. I like a little more heft to this style, though. Even more heft than a session beer?
Yeah. 2.8. 2.8 out of 5. It's pretty
fun.
It's not offensive, and it's pretty decent, but it's not a 3. It's 2. But
I threw a couple shots of vodka in there to give it some heft.
Yeah, dude. Whatever. Okay, Princeton by the Sea, which is an IPA. Do you guys still do that one?
We just call it, it's house IPA these days.
Okay,
so
all right.
Beer we've made for a long time.
All right, go for it.
First one. All right.
Yeah.
Really just standard fare for this neck of the woods, but above average compared to the whole world as for a whole style. Easily worth $4 a pint or $8 a sixer if that were ever to happen. Straight up no frills IPA delivers in every area an IPA should. 3.5.
It's half of a point,
right?
Better than the guy that was just shitting all over it.
Exactly right. Yeah,
I love it.
And I think he paid you a compliment. Standard fare for that area, but above average
never
compared
know.
to the rest of the world.
He's rambling.
You got negged.
Yeah, you got negged, man. But I like that. Straight up, no frills, delivers in every area. 3.5 out of 5.
Hey, I like this next.
He delivers 3.5 stars in every area.
I like this next one though.
All right, go for it.
It says flavor also has sweet pale and caramel malt, orangey and piney hops, very similar to the pale ale except for a stronger weed presence. Medium body with average carbonation and mouthfeel for the style. Not that all palate wrecking. Yeah, what kind of weed presence do you have, brother?
So does
It's not legal to have a weed presence. How can you even say it's there? I mean,
does it hurt to read your own reviews?
No, it's actually fun. He asked me about it, and I was like, I'm totally fine with it, man.
I did clear with him.
I thought you'd like just sideswipe.
No, I would never do that.
I've been around for a long enough time.
What nice guy? Nice
You
show
do it to
does
me.
the mean tweets. Somebody does that. Jimmy.
Yeah, it's like Jimmy Fallon or
Jimmy
something.
Fallon.
Probably, yeah.
Mean tweets.
The mean tweets.
Very much like that.
He copied off
He
me.
asked. I said I would enjoy this. So that's.
Are you enjoying this?
Carrie? Absolutely, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Why not? All right, let's go to the Sandy Beach Blonde, which is a heft. Do you guys still do that one?
No.
Okay.
So
well, then this will be even better.
It's a once a year thing. We do Hefeweizen for fun. So to be clear, I don't care for American wheat Hefe. I think they're boring, but I love that Bavarian phenolic banana Hefeweizen. Sucks they stale so quickly, so the imports we see on the West Coast are a shadow of what they should be.
You guys dropping a wisdom.
But what does he think about your beer?
Hey, 4.5. Yeah, there we go.
But I love that review where it has nothing to do with the actual beer.
And then actually, he just dissed your beer and then gave you a 4.5.
Let me pontificate about the style here, and then there's a score.
I hate this style, but I'm going to give you a 4.5.
And his handle was Czech Sauce.
Right.
Hey.
What are you going to do? All right, read the next one there, James.
All right. Smells sweet, weedy, faint clove maybe. Typical Hefe, medium body, sweet tart, weedy. Slight sour bite in the finish.
Weedy. Yeah.
Weedy.
It's weird that it's weedy.
Aftertaste of faintly lemon with a bit of clove. Refreshing, if not the most outstanding Hefe I've ever had. 3.3.
Also not a fan of the style.
He's clearly waiting for something better in his life.
Oh my god.
He's weeding for something better.
But refreshing, if not the most outstanding. That's a leap, dude. That's a huge gap to jump.
Well, 3.5. Most outstanding.
But then that's 3.5. It's just, what do you want?
He wants more.
All right, and the last one is for your old Solstice Winter Ale.
Oh, yeah. This is an oldie but a goodie.
All right, go for it.
I enjoyed this beer immensely. Far more than I expected or ever feel that I should. Still, my favorite winter warmer I've had. that gains even more character as it warms.
3.7 out of 5. It's his favorite winter warmer, but he can't even give it a 4.
Agent Monkey.
Yeah, Agent Monkey.
He doesn't know what was better.
Well,
He's
and
not sure.
he enjoyed it far more than he expected, or even felt that he should enjoy it. Where are you? What happened in your childhood?
He's guilty. He can't give it a 4 out of 5. He can't give it a 4.5 out of 5. He's too guilty for that.
Maybe he had too much and was too warm, and so that was as high as he could figure out how to give it.
It may be. I don't know, man. That kid, you need some therapy, Agent Monkey, dude, for sure.
He starts out low, just, in the dirt. And, okay, I don't expect anything about this and this and this. And this.
I deserve the worst beers
I
ever.
deserve the worst.
I'll tell you, I never go and read reviews of our beers, but now I feel like I need to.
You must, man.
I've never done it, but yeah.
Always take it with a grain of salt, man.
You have to.
Don't let it bother you.
Well, and that's I think it's the point of this little stupid game, right? Is that there's a lot of just crap that nobody understands. People are just saying shit on the internet, and nobody knows what it means. People don't even know what it means.
They're like, good IPA, moderately dank, a little bit weeded, 4.20 stars. I don't know, man.
So much of craft beer is like that whole, nobody goes there anymore, it's too crowded. That's what the whole, rating beer thing is now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, now it's indie beer. Have you heard about that?
I did hear about that. Yeah.
Indie beer, fellas.
Yeah.
It's just coming.
Where did that originate?
How about I don't wait in line for beer?
Some podcast.
Yeah.
Like some other podcast in L.A. or whatever, started it.
No.
Yeah.
I don't wait in line for beer, and I won't wait in line for beer.
See, I refuse.
Awesome. No, I refuse too. That's what I said.
There's so many other good beers out there.
Instead of indie beer, we should call it I don't wait in line for beer.
That'd be great.
Right?
Let me hashtag the shit out of that right now.
That's the whole tweet, though.
Your neighborhood brewery.
That's true.
Needs you to visit it.
Yeah, right. James, thanks, man. I appreciate it. You came in, you brought some beer, and you dropped some knowledge.
Awesome, man. I'm glad that you guys invited me. It was awesome to be a part of your show tonight.
Of course.
So see the fellas and
good, man.
Be here with Luke and talk to Matt Cole. So that was really incredible, actually.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Cool.
Thanks so much, man. It's
I'm
always
glad you
great
liked
to
it.
see you, brother.
Yeah, you too, man. You too. Don't be a stranger. Come back.
Not, sir.
We're not done. We got the Twitter game. Warren, what do you? Let's do the Twitter game. What was the Twitter game? Please, Warren, my friend.
A whole different tab.
It's a whole thing, man.
Yeah.
5 years ago, I'd be shuffling papers.
Yeah. Where are the paper sounds? The tweet was. There we go. Somebody's got it. What is the next thing one of the brewcasters is going to shamelessly plug?
Okay, let me get my papers so I can write things down.
Oh yeah, someone's got to keep track.
What
of
was the thing? I'm just going to draw a big cock right here. Okay, go ahead.
That's probably one of them.
You just plugged your clock.
There it is, right there.
Oh,
well, if you're going to promote
okay.
something, may as well.
Yeah.
I'm married, Nate. You stop that. Okay, go ahead.
Scotty B. Brewing says their rectum with a great toy from Adam and Eve, along with 6 full-length adult DVDs.
The rectum?
Because they're what are they going to plug?
Oh, I get
That's good. That's really good.
Okay, all right, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I had to read it twice to figure. I'm like, I don't understand.
Oh, we call that a slow burn.
They didn't even say who.
Yeah. Beermaster Ben says anything made by anyone who would give Justin enough money to quit and never work again.
Okay, I don't like that one so much. Get right in the microphone because you're a little bit
right in it. Now it's in my nose.
There you go.
And the beard.
Matt Thompson says reusable designer covers for dunce caps with ears on them.
With ears on them?
He didn't name names.
No,
so,
why would you?
Yeah.
Covears at getcovears.com.
You too.
$8.95.
Sean Carney says Yeast Life T-shirts by Scott. Moscow. Like the Hop Life.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The paintings would be real simple, just a single-celled organism with arms.
Here's a circle.
Yeah.
You could draw circles.
Yeah. Twitch says, I'm not sure what Beardy's plugging, but involves 100-pound double dildos, so watch the fuck out.
Okay.
That's pretty fucking good.
That's straight up right there. Yeah.
William says, Nutters, the official fashion for all serious brewers.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Effing Beer TM says...
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's trademarked. Whatever it is, I'm not buying if it has one of the new hop grenades on it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, the new hop grenade. Look, man, some people love them, some people hate them.
Ed Ridson says, either the Hop Grenade Toilet or the Ears Up podcast. Whichever one is full of more shit. That's Ears Up with a Z.
That is Ears Up with a Z. And I'll tell you what, both are filled with facts.
Lots of them.
Sorry, go ahead.
Casey Price says, between Beardy's nearsightedness and Doc's farsightedness, you might want to think about getting a glasses sponsor.
Wow, they picked up on that.
Okay, that's good.
And let's see. The next one is from our friend Blobberglop. A double lunch meat donation option. All funds going to get the glops to the lands for more often times with their friends in Disneyland.
You and I and Bev are the only ones who get that. Thanks, Blobber.
I just wanted to throw his idea out there to maybe fund.
You did great.
Fund his idea.
You did great.
And then Dan Heilman says, Doc's new law firm, Scott & Scott. They specialize in divorce law.
Oh. Ouch.
Wow. Okay.
That's it.
That's it. All right, that's pretty good. So I had the rectum. Damn near killed him or whatever it was. That was from Scotty B. Twitch said something about dildos.
Yep.
Someone said the nutters. Yeah, I like the dildo ones for sure.
I like the nutter.
You like the nutters, Tasty?
The official fashion.
All right.
For all serious brews.
We're bringing those back.
The new Hop Grenade logo, that was a funny one. And then the glasses. Get a glasses sponsorship. Those are mine. I don't know if you guys had any ones that you wanted.
Those were the good ones.
Those are the best ones? All right. So who's it for Scotty's plug-in rectums or whatever it was? No? Anybody? Okay. Twitch and his 100-pound dildo comment. Yeah, I'll give you that one, too.
Yeah.
That's two? Okay.
You get one vote.
You get one vote.
Yeah,
Bev gets two.
Don't waste it. It's important.
And the Nutters, the official thing of the whatever it is.
I like it.
Okay, that's two. Anything with the new Hop Grenade logo on it? Okay, that's two. And then the
How many people are in here?
And then the glasses.
Bevo's behind you.
Oh.
Get a glasses sponsorship.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that one.
That's three.
That might be the one.
Oh, that was it.
That's the winner.
That's the winner.
All right. Way to go, Casey Price.
Yeah. Hold your breath. You'll get a gift.
Maybe.
So, JP, why don't
Yes,
we
sir.
have, nutters with the Hop Grenade logo on them?
Well, we the Society guys made a couple for us.
Yeah, okay.
Bev even has some.
They should be out to the general public. Don't you think?
I agree. Look, man, I don't pull the strings on this puppet. You know what I mean?
I think you should.
I think I should too.
He's not away, so the cat we can play around.
Look at the seat you're in. You can pull some strings.
Let's order 10,000 nutters.
Yeah.
I'll call CODIS right now.
Of various sizes.
Any colors, sizes?
Oh, I like red.
Red?
Yeah. If I'm wearing nutters, I'm wearing red.
Those legs are better really white right this time.
Warren and I came up with a good Speedo design.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
I ain't going all that way. I'll go nutters.
You go nutters, not Speedo.
I won't go all the way.
Not even. No, but on the Labruski cruise, man, you got to
It's
represent.
just a short, tight Speedo. Or nutters.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what a Speedo is.
Fine. No.
How come guys don't wear
Fine.
No.
But they have to be white, so they're white, but there's a big hop grenade on the front, and then just a letter B and the letter N on the cheeks on the back.
Yep.
Right sounds like something.
Right in the front.
I like the whole concept. Order those soon so you get them in time.
Right.
He's like, I'm not fucking going.
I'm not fucking going.
Right, yeah. As long as I'm not
Come
there.
on now.
You guys would be like suicidal when you get back.
Why aren't you going?
Because I'm smart.
You don't want to get the Zitka
No, I
virus,
want to New
right?
Zealand.
Because it doesn't look good in a
that's right.
Speedo or nutters.
Not that I want to be in a small cabin with
really
with Warren.
With a champagne every day.
Oh yes, the champagne service in the small interior cabin.
What are you talking about? I've got a balcony room. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Come on, Tasty, you should go. He's got a balcony.
Yeah. You can sleep out on the balcony.
I'd be back like a day before I have to leave again.
And
because you're going to New Zealand, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's right after.
Yeah, it's right after. I'm going
you're changing time zones, and it's
I got to go buy. I'm going to buy some hops. I'm getting letters of credit. I'm going to try to buy some Nelson hops. I have my own little market.
And you should probably miss that cruise for that.
You know who's going to be there?
That's a great idea.
You know who's going to be there in New Zealand at the same time?
Who's that?
This guy.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
Luke, you're going.
Yeah, well, we just I'm there. I'm going to buy. I'm going to beg for hops.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right.
Yep.
But I'll be all hooked up there, so I can work a deal.
You're
That's
gonna
right.
hit up Mordor first, and you'd be like, "Yo, listen."
Yeah, I'm like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm either like Tasty's going to sell me some, or I did.
Look at him laughing at you.
I did just buy quite a few sets of knee pads, so
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Well, that's good.
I'm ready.
You figure it's harder to say no in person?
Lots
Light
of
colored
chapstick.
lipstick, too.
Lots of chapstick.
Vaseline, I find, works a little better after, but it's just
It's personal preference, really, is what it is.
You got to be prepared.
You got to be full service.
I like axle grease myself, but I'm pretty hardcore.
No, it is going to be
I'll
pretty
tear some
awesome.
shit up.
Tasty and I are going to be down in New Zealand at the same time, so that's
You know what I'm thinking? Anecdotally, a whole bunch of other brewers are going to be down there too.
Is it a specific thing you're going to, or you just happen to be?
Well, they're having their National Homebrewers Conference in New Zealand.
Oh, okay.
In the fall, which is it's in Nelson, and it's the harvest season, so it's like going to Yakima for a National Brewers Conference.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Nice.
So you're missing beer camp and all that shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm missing that too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have my own later. Don't worry.
Because I'm glad you said that. Because for a second I was concerned. I was terribly worried about it. Okay, you're over it.
With your close personal friend Ken Grossman.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a big void in the northern hemisphere. I just
special team.
They call Ken and be like, "Beer camp, what's up, bitch? Let's get this shit done."
And then he'll just hang up. And
Exactly.
Then, and then Ken will be like, "I got you, boo. Don't worry about
Yeah,
it."
it'd be like, "I'm waiting for the call back."
Yeah, I got him. He'll Snapchat a yes or some shit. It'd be amazing.
I'll ask him when he can't refuse.
Gonna leave a hop cone in his bed.
You'll send Luke with his knee pads?
All right, everyone.
One-time use.
We're going to get out of here, I think. James, again, thank you very much. Half Moon Bay Brewing Company.
Thank you guys
Luke,
for having me.
Wicked Weed, thanks for crashing.
Hey, thanks
Appreciate
for,
it. You didn't bring beer, and that sucks, but it's fine.
Yeah.
You're all right.
I'll tell you about it later.
I'll just read about it online.
I'll send you a link.
Please do.
It'll be fine.
That'd be amazing. Okay, Warren, are you ready for this?
Maybe.
All right, so I'll try to give you the signals. The hand signals will be amazing.
Nobody will know
We're
you're
going to try
even
this.
doing it.
But I might interrupt you and tell you to hurry up.
If I can't see the screen, how do you expect me to see your hand signals?
I'll use my glasses.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
Thank you to our show sponsor, More Beer. You can get absolutely everything you need to make great beer at home by going to morebeer.com. James Costa from Half Moon Bay Brewing Company was here talking about all things hoppy, lagery, and soury. Matt Cole from Fatheads Brewing and Saloon called in to tell us about how to win at the Bistro IPA Festival. And Luke Dickinson from Wicked Weed provided tonight's instant replays. Merge your love with Disneyland with your lack of engaging podcasts by going to earsuppodcast.com. As JP, Terrence, Bevo, and Taryn talk about all the things Disney. Go check out Moscow's Hop cartoons over at hoplife.com. Get on Twitter for some good beer insight and homebrew info. Follow Nate Smith at Nathan Homebrew and Tasty McDole at Tasty McD. And Warren is adding to the noise over at Another Beardy. The production director of tonight's session has been Push Eject. Tonight's show was supposedly produced by JP. Bevo was trying to invite more friends on the Labruski cruise. And your host was JP again. Be sure to find the Brewing Network on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.